Well, the ban wave of 2026 seems to have started, and it was a little quiet at first, but it really started with the biggest game in 2026, which I think is probably related to more and more games shifting around, and this will likely continue as we barrel towards 2026 and land in January. In case you missed it, there have been a couple of game announcements that were scheduled for, March or April, and now they're inching closer to the summer. And I think it's all related to the first major delay of 2026, which was GTA 6. If you remember, it was scheduled for May, and now it has been bumped to November, which is probably causing all sorts of chaos at studios who were setting their sights on November for a good release window. But now we're seeing, games like SAROS, one of my most anticipated games for PlayStation, bumped by a month. Doesn't seem like that much. People were theorizing for SAROS in particular, it might have something to do with the rumored PSSR update that is coming to the PS5 Pro. But now that we have another game delaying, I have a different theory entirely. If you did not see this, 007 First Light has bumped itself to May as well, moving from its release date prior. And what this looks like to me is maybe a couple of these studios were trying to get their games out in that first quarter. They were maybe crunching or rushing, or not necessarily battening down the hatches with respect to bugs, glitches, and quality assurance, just so they were not necessarily in the wake or the proximity of GTA 6 in May. Well, now that GTA 6 is not releasing in May, it seems that some of these companies are saying we could take the extra time. So SAROS could say, hey, we want to make sure that PSSR update is implemented well for the PS5 Pro, and 007 First Light could be just taking the extra time to polish, which admittedly from that first gameplay debut of the game, I thought it looked a little rough. So that's my current theory, which means you might start to see the beginning of the year spread out a little bit, which I sort of welcome. It sort of seemed like, goodness gracious, March and April were just already kind of busting at the seams. And if that gets spread out a little bit more and games start inching their way into May, I welcome that, especially if games come out in a more polished way. We've seen a handful of games like Jedi Survivor or Wu Chang Fallen Feathers for some reason come out, and then 6 months later, they're in the ship state that they probably should have released in. Now, there is another theory brewing that I think is worth entertaining, and it pertains to another potential major release for 2026, and that is Half-Life 3. Now, I don't think this theory is nearly as likely as the other one that I just outlined. I think this is pretty much in relation to GTA 6, which could affect the back half of the calendar quite a bit as well. You could see games starting to kind of rush out, and they're going to want to get out in like September, maybe October, or you might see games start to slip out of 2026 that we're targeting that November, December release date, because if you're close to GTA 6 in the calendar, it could be a little rough. However, Insomniac made sure everybody knew that the Wolverine release date's not moving from the fall of 2026. Seemingly, they're not bothered by GTA 6. But this other theory is with, pertains to, I guess, with respect to Half-Life 3. Now, many of us expected to see Half-Life 3 in the lead up to the Game Awards. Mike Straw from Insider Gaming said he had only one source but could not corroborate that they were going to be doing a Half-Life 3 announcement before the Game Awards. He was worried both before and probably after that they were trying to expose a leak by letting one person know that date, and then that person told Mike Straw. That person could be at this point in time out of a job, as they may have been discovered. But then many people thought, oh, hey, Half-Life 3 will be at the Game Awards, and the One More Thing turned out to be one more live service game, so we haven't talked enough about that, I guess. But I think that that was an indication that maybe Half-Life 3 isn't coming for some people. I think we've heard far too much about the game's existence to think that it doesn't exist, although release timing right now is unknown. This theory was thrown out by our community in the green room last night. A great reason to be at Member Plus on this channel. Hit join, pick Member Plus at $6, but you get a behind-the-scenes look into how we plan shows, and you can be sort of a part of planning those shows and shaping those shows as well. And the theory was thrown out there that maybe some of these games got wind of Half-Life 3 landing in that early window. I think this is incredibly unlikely. If you weren't going to announce at the Game Awards and really sort of usher in the new year with excitement about your game, I don't know if March is exactly prime real estate for a game release. You might do your marketing or some hints or some teasers, and then maybe lead up to the summer, which would be a much bigger time to announce and release your game. We also do not have a release date yet for the Steam Machine, and the Steam Machine is essentially what people see as the coinciding release from Valve alongside Half-Life 3. So I think that theory is probably the least likely. I do think GTA 6 sort of vacating the summer is going to shuffle up the calendar quite a bit. So the delay wave of 2026 is likely just beginning, starting with GTA 6, then SAROS, now 007 First Light. I think we see more delays. Anything that was in that first quarter could potentially take a couple of extra months, which again, I completely welcome and celebrate that. But those are just my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can leave a comment below. If you're watching this later, I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. This was going to be a shorter stream on Christmas Eve just to help those that are still at the office working those half days and then taking off probably around lunch, which is pretty much what I'm planning on doing. So I hope you had a great one. Thank you guys for a great 2025. We've got a few days left in the year for streams. We will not be streaming on Christmas Day. Obviously, day after Christmas, we may end up doing an after Frickmas celebration if people go crazy today, but if not, I will see you the following week for more streams and more gaming news. If you're here in the live audience right now, we appreciate you guys being here so much. It is a late start for me. We had a little bit of a later night last night. We were wrapping presents and just getting things ready for the holiday and watching a Christmas movie. And I woke up this morning way later than I typically do. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it easy and take it slow this morning. So we didn't do morning coffee. Apologies about that. It is Christmas Eve after all, and we have a lot going on here at the homestead. So we hope you guys are having a great week and enjoying the time. Hopefully you're getting some good game time in. If you guys have not hit the like button yet, do that for me very quickly. Let's get that first 100 likes, and thank you so much for being here. Curious what y'all's thoughts are. Like, is this going to be something that we see more of? I actually think that this is probably just the beginning. There's likely going to be more game delays and shuffling of games going forward. Now, Haseo wants to start things off here. Let me get my member display up, and let's reset this. We are at the beginning of every week now going to be adding the Member Plus number to the total to get you guys closer to the goal. So the goal will be bigger because we're automatically going to be adding like 400 or 500 at the start of every week. But if you upgrade to Member Plus, that means you help us hit the goal quicker every single week. You can get us closer and closer to it. Eventually you can get to the point where, you know, the goal is easy to hit because you guys have so many people at Member Plus. But I'm going to add these two gifteds from Haseo that get us to 503 on the week. If you guys manage to blast the lid off this thing and get it to 1,000, we will do an After Frickmas special on the 26th, that Friday night. And Zubair says, by wrapping presents, do you mean killing a bottle of bourbon? We actually didn't have that much last night. Madam surprised me with some of that like screwball peanut butter, like in a little samples, and I tried it with grape soda for like a PB&J drink. It was okay, but then we each had just one serving of Basil Hayden as we were watching a movie, and then we went to bed. It just turned into a late night because the kids are up later because they're, you know, working on puzzles and stuff in the living room. We were working on some of that. And so, yeah, Stone Spire's going to come in his classic way, and he's going to see if he can't bait a 20 bomb just in the beginning of the show today. Thank you so much, sir. He's probably going to do another one. There's the other one, and we're now at 505. So he's hoping to maybe get a 20 bomb to the 525, and then I will owe you guys a member as well. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Hopefully your Christmas Eve is one where your feet are propped, but if you are at the office, we're going to try and get you at least through the first half of the day. Christopher Bear says, I'm sure we'll see more delays and shuffling around game releases to avoid GTA 6 release date in November. We saw this throughout all this year for the same reason. Yeah, that's why I dubbed this the way that I did. I think this is going to turn into sort of a delay wave. I think we're going to see more and more of that going forward. To me, I think whenever you have something like this, you have such a tectonic game, I think like SAROS and 007 First Light are probably just the first of many games that are going to go through this. I think this is where AI comes in to speed up dev time. There's pushback to that, but game development takes longer and longer. If AI can lower dev crunch so devs can focus on other aspects, then cool. I don't know if AI is necessarily going to come in at this stage of the game and really speed up dev time. Raven renewing that membership. Thank you so much. I'm going to add you to the total. I really don't think so. I think a lot of developers are saying, listen, we're not getting a lot of great results from it. We're not getting a lot of efficiency from it, you know. So I don't think you're going to see suddenly, you know, companies being like, oh, we weren't sure we were going to be able to get this thing out on time, but now, you know, thanks to AI, you know, we managed to get this thing out on time. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not seeing any developers singing the high praises of AI just yet. I mean, even the Expedition 33 debacle, they basically said, yeah, we didn't even like it. Like, they tried it for a little bit and they didn't use it, which I guess according to the Indie Game Awards, that's enough to disqualify you. And a gifted member comes in from DK Bager, one of the single gifted member kings around here. Thank you so much, sir. If you guys haven't hit the like button yet, we only need 15 more. Quickly get those first 100 likes. We've only been streaming for 10 minutes, and that is a really, really strong start. Thank you guys so much. Every studio is putting out release dates for January through March to avoid GTA 6 original release date or May 26th, and now GTA gets delayed. Studios can shift. Yeah, I think you're going to see that first quarter is just going to start to kind of like ripple through the year. Mainly because I think, you know, a lot of people were trying to say, listen, we need to shrink our timeline as much as possible. You know, we need to really shrink that down. And I think that's reasonable. It's totally reasonable to say we've got to get this thing out as fast as we can. So we will see. We will see just what else probably starts to shuffle around. It's good for specific things, and those will make devs 20% more productive, not 300%. Yeah, it's going to have incremental benefits even when people start using it. And Hilly's going to bump the line with a gifted member. Thank you so much. We are now at 508 on the week. Thank you so much, Hilberg. Yo, what's good, Joker Quinn? How are you? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Perfect Image. I hope everybody has a good holiday week, man. Be safe out there. I always say this, if you're going to go to holiday parties and you're going to be doing some drinking, make sure, get your phone out, you know, now or at some point today. Make sure you have Uber or Lyft or one of those ride services. Make sure the app is good to go, right? So later when you need it, you're not fumbling with it and decide to drive yourself home. Don't do that. Make sure you're prepared ahead of time. Yo, Heavy Metal Mama with 37 months. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. Let me add you to the total. Heavy Metal Mama, thank you so much for jumping back in for over 3 years. I appreciate it. Better than getting a rush game. Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm saying, yeah, there's probably going to be more of this. Just prepare. Out there, I will not leave the house for 5 days. Panic buying milk is done. That's right. This is a party. It is a bit of a party, you know. It's one last hurrah before the holidays, and I appreciate you guys deciding to spend some time with me this morning. I'm happy for devs not to rush as Dead-Eyed Survivor, because it's the worst case scenario for consumers, releasing just to meet a deadline. Well, and this would have been especially frustrating because it wouldn't have been some corporate suit or some publisher that was like, hey, get that game out as soon as possible. It would have been more like, we really can't survive being close to GTA 6. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would ultimately have been, you know, a bad thing. To be getting games out early or rushed, not because they're like being told to because of, you know, a publisher or like profit, but being like, oh my gosh, GTA 6 is going to take over. See Lou coming in with 32 months. Let me add you to the total. We're at 510 on the week. Happy holidays to this amazing community. Good to see you, Behemoth. The best party is a Reforge party. What's good? What's good, Higgs? Hilly says, I'm back. I need you to time a turkey roast for me tomorrow. That's right. That's right. Zubair would always set a timer for Hilly's pasta. Always have a couple of bottles of Bailey's for emergency milk. That's a good that's a good backup plan. By the way, if you're going to try that PB&J drink, I didn't think it was that great. So don't take that as an endorsement for me. It was an idea from like the cashier to my wife, and she was like, "Oh, my husband like that." It was fine. I didn't dislike it, but I wouldn't recommend it. It was odd. I'll say that. Von Raz says, Lona, do you think hardware production focused on data centers or enterprise centers will have an effect on production timelines? I mean, I don't know if that's going to affect games. Like, like a developer isn't going to be necessarily affected by that. I wouldn't think so. I mean, I wouldn't think so. If you're worried about that. Who has 1,000 bottles? Well, no. We need 1,000 members, not 1,000 bottles of baby oil, okay? You guys are halfway there thanks to all those member pluses, but, all you folks that are at Member Plus or VIP helping out each week with that goal, we appreciate you. Bailey's is the perfect substitute for milk in a White Russian. I thought that was how you made a White Russian. Wait, am I doing it wrong? I've actually never had one. I'm just kidding. And thank you for using that tip command perfect image. That is another way of supporting the channel. You guys can do a membership, a super chat. If you want to tip directly to me instead of the other ways, you can do that with the tip command, and I appreciate you doing that. Let's not poo-poo this baby oil thing. Terminator Survivors also delayed and dropping co-op. Wait, dropping as in they're not doing it? Did they explain why they're not doing co-op? That's like that's like an open world survival game, isn't it? That's a really weird thing at this stage of development to just be like, yeah, we're not going to do it. Who has the baby oil? I don't know. I'm not me. I don't even know if we ever had any of that in the house when we had babies. Like, it's just such a weird. I don't think we ever had it. I think we had like baby powder, maybe. I don't remember. It was such a long time ago. I saw a video of Carmageddon coming in February. They destroyed the gameplay on that. When you're saying they destroyed the gameplay on that, are you saying they did a good job? I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say. I was relating it to sales numbers concerns due to shortage. Thus, the game releases won't sell well, such as GTA 6 for PS6 or something. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, Vaughn. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's obviously going to be a concern, like a general concern with respect to, like, if they can't get the hardware out, that's always going to have an effect on like saturation of a particular game. But that's only really going to matter for like a PlayStation 6 exclusive, like something you can't get on PS5. For the foreseeable future, I think your cross-gen windows are going to be longer this next time around. Some of that's probably related to the PS5 Pro. But in general, I think it's also related to just what they're going to push with the PlayStation 6 is not going to be this massive hardware power leap. It's going to be more about like frame rate, ray tracing, ways to make the game. They're wanting image quality and presentation and load times and frames per second. They're wanting that to be what you really benefit from. So I don't think they're going to be going to like PS6 and being like, yeah, we need to leave behind the PS5 like pronto, because they're not going to be pushing some piece of hardware that has to do that, right? It's like, oh, we've got to make this a PlayStation 6 exclusive because all this power over here. It's going to be more like, oh, we can make our game look prettier and we can leverage like better ray tracing if they get path tracing, for example, on the PlayStation 6. Yeah, raw power, what Hotshot's saying. Raw power is not the answer anymore. What that's going to do, I think that will actually benefit the consumer by not making you feel like you have to jump to the new hardware. And also it's going to help developers not feel that risk of like, well, when do we only make for PlayStation 6, right? So they'll be able to make a bunch of cross-gen games. They're going to look and run incredibly on the PlayStation 6 based on everything Mark Cerny and AMD is saying. However, they're not going to have to leave behind PS5 and PS5 Pro very quickly. So, yeah, PS5 will be around for a long, long time. I really think they're building cartilage between the generations so they don't feel that need where there has to be like this hard hinge break where like this gen, they get to Spider-Man 2 and they're like, we're not making games for PS4 anymore, okay? That was like halfway through the gen, barely, right? Didn't Spider-Man 2, what year did that one come out? That was 2023, wasn't it? Spider-Man 2 release date was, 2023. I mean, if you really think about it, that wasn't that long into the gen because the gen comes out late 2020. So basically all of 2021 and 2022, you got like 2 full years of games coming out from them that are cross-gen, I should say, with the exception of like, Returnal, Demon Souls, and Ratchet and Clank. But you got like Gran Turismo, you got Horizon Forbidden West, you got like God of War, Miles Morales. You get these games coming out where you can still get them on your PS4. They very quickly in this gen felt like they were like, yeah, well, no, we're not making games for the PS4 anymore. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Derek. Good to see you, brother. I don't think that's going to happen with the PlayStation 6. So I think PlayStation 6 is going to have a longer window of cross-gen. Like, it's not going to come out in like 2.5 to 3 years later. They're like, yeah, no more. We're not making first-party games for the PS5 anymore. I don't think so. I think they're going to have a very different approach this time around, and it has a lot to do with, like I describe it as cartilage. Like, they're wanting the generations to be more connected and less disconnected. And some of that's not intentional. I think some of this is an emergence. Like Zubair taught me this, and I think it works so well in these situations. Like, it's an emergent property. I don't necessarily think they determined, oh yeah, we're not going to be getting big hardware, raw power jumps in the future anymore. No, that's just kind of a fact and a reality that they're going to be dealing with. Well, since they're going to be dealing with that, I don't think there's going to be this push to be like, nope, we only make games for PS6 now. The longer you can support hardware, the better, really. Always was weird to me making a game for $15 million and not the other 40. I think sometimes there's good reason to do it, Hilly. So like in the case of Returnal and Ratchet, they wouldn't have been able to do some of those things on the PS4. Like there's an entire feel and vibe and element of Returnal that wouldn't have worked on the PS4. So sometimes that's why you're like, yeah, we want to do this thing and you can't do it on the old thing, so we're going to use this as a way to showcase the new hardware. So sometimes I think it makes sense. Yo, what's good, DJ? Oh, that's Sweat. How are you, Sweat? Merry Christmas to you too, man. And Kenny Powers with 20 months of membership says, yes, in the PS6 handheld, the low power mode is for what makes cross-gen even more important. Let me add it to the total. I don't think it's going to be called a PlayStation 6 handheld, Kenny. I have it on very good authority. It's going to come out well before PlayStation 6, and it's not going to be considered a PlayStation 6 handheld. It's going to be considered a PlayStation handheld, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like, it's not going to come out like with or after the PlayStation 6. I think we're referring to it as a PlayStation 6 handheld just as like a placeholder, but I also think there's going to be a better version of the Portal coming. There's going to be the Portal, and then there's going to be a Portal with some kind of an upgrade. OLED screen. Maybe you can install video player apps on it like Netflix and stuff. So there's going to be Portal, let's call it Portal Pro, and there's going to be like a genuine handheld. So, been doing good with the stream, by the way, always lurking. Well, thank you so much. If you guys lurk, listen, and like, those are the 3 L's of a live stream. Like, that's what makes this work. If you're here every day, you're listening, make sure you're always doing that like button. If you take time to say something in chat, that actually helps too. It like, chat activity is a great way of saying, hey, I'm enjoying this content. And then, share it with other people. And then if you can support directly with a membership or gifted membership, that helps as well. Its hardware is a cousin for the PS6. I think that created the name. Yeah. Handheld only good for JRPGs. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, there's plenty of games I played on my handheld. I played Arc Raiders on my Portal over the cloud, and it was great. It was surprisingly great. I think you can play a lot on a handheld and enjoy yourself, depending on preference, obviously. Think about the old Sony font from the PS2 days, all straight lines, PSP2. I mean, that could look pretty cool. SAROS got delayed by a month, yes. SAROS was very quietly delayed, Frank. That's why I'm saying the delay wave is, the delays have begun. Like, 007 First Light and SAROS have both been some of the first games, and I think it's in relation to GTA 6. I think the GTA 6 delay made space on the calendar. And Siege Master is going to add a 5-bomb to the total and get us to 516. You guys might be able to rally. I told my wife, I was like, if they go crazy today, I was like, I got to stream, Friday night, the day after Christmas. I'll get the tree out. I'll decorate. I'll dress up. I'll do the whole thing we did last year. We'll do an after Frickmas party. Merry Christmas to you, Storm. Thank you for 49 months. Let's add it to the total. Appreciate you so much. The handheld was great for some quick arc matches, so I'm assuming it's just fine for single-player games. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't play Sekiro over the cloud, but I think you can have a really good time on a handheld like that, you know, if you play the right game and have a good internet connection. Now, obviously, if you're playing something native to the future handheld on low power mode, you're probably going to take a hit on performance. We'll see what kind of a breakthrough they've had. The SAROS date moved right before they announced Marathon's date. Yeah, I don't know if that's related. I think SAROS announced their delay in a blog the night of the Game Awards, and it's only a month. But I really do think, agreed, it wasn't because of GTA 6. Oh, no. I don't think it was delayed because of Marathon. I think these games are moving down the calendar because GTA 6 is no longer there. I don't think any of these studios give a frick about Marathon. I think they said, hey, we were trying to get out first quarter because we did not want to be in close proximity with GTA 6 in May. GTA 6 vacates May, and all of a sudden we have games shuffling further down the calendar like SAROS and now 007 First Light. I don't think Marathon has anything to do with any of this, y'all. Marathon's a non-factor. Frank Last says, Merry Christmas, Lono. Thank you so much, Frank, for the $5 super chat. Merry Christmas to you. It's PlayStation, so I expect whatever it is to be pretty high quality. It's related, Lono. PlayStation does this for their first-party games. They let them breathe. I don't agree. I mean, I don't see it that way. I don't think they're going to move anything on the calendar for Marathon. Bungie's been doing all kinds of stuff with Marathon. The last thing I think PlayStation's going to do is go to one of their studios and be like, hey, you got to move your game because Marathon finally picked a date. Like, I don't think so. You could be right. You could be right. I don't see it that way. I think it makes way more sense that they were trying to get these two games in particular out, and they're like, we can take more time now. I also like the theory that SAROS is trying to implement the PSSR update. Ain't got no games of 52 months and a VIP. Let me add it to the total. Merry Christmas. Hope everyone has a great holidays. Thank you so much, Ant. PlayStation is a publisher. Put your bias aside. I don't have a bias in this situation. I'm not being against Marathon when I say I really don't think a game that has shifted that much is going to have PlayStation doing that. If you've kept moving your date and being mysterious and having troubles and doing internal testing, the last thing PlayStation's going to do is be like, well, you guys finally picked a release window. Yeah, let's move this. Let's move this game. No, I don't think so. Also, the fact that First Light is moving as well. They're both doing a similar thing. They're shuffling further down the line. Don't make it about me. You guys always try to make it about me with Marathon, and it's irritating. It has nothing to do with me. I don't think Marathon is a factor. I didn't say anything about Marathon as a game. I don't think it's a factor. When you're delaying your game and doing internal testing and having troubles and whatever the world they were doing was stolen art, I don't think PlayStation's going to say, hey, you guys finally got your act together? Okay, cool. SAROS, you've got to move now. I don't think that, like, at all. I also think it makes way more sense for it to have something to do with either the PSSR update or, hey, the calendar just got a little lighter. We don't have to push out in March. Have you looked at March? Like, March was getting a little stuffed. You know what I mean? It's getting a little stuffed. And they were like, yeah, there's no reason for all of us to try to land in the exact same month. Yo, Merry Christmas to you, high-powered. I appreciate you being here. It's still their product. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying I don't think that's why. It's still a product from a single publisher that they don't want to sell next to another one. Well, as far as I know, Bungie was the one publishing it. So PlayStation taking over, maybe they now view it that way. So you could be right. Maybe PlayStation walked in the room and is like, we're in charge now, we're publishing, and this is when we want the game out. And since we're going to push the game out at this point in time, you know, we're gonna have to move SAROS or something like that. But up until recently, Bungie was the publisher. Bungie was listed as the publisher, and you know, they were basically given the ability to operate on their own and work within their own way. I don't know. When I look at situations like this, like somebody threw out Half-Life 3. It was Wired Rope. Wired Rope throws out Half-Life 3 as a potential, theory. Oh, they heard wind about Half-Life 3. I always look at these sort of like theories and I think in probability. I'm like, what's the most probable reason that they shifted. PSSR 2 update. Okay, that's not bad. We hear one's coming. We've heard that it's coming first quarter. And then, oh yeah, GTA 6 is kind of out of the way now. We can take a little bit more time. That's not bad. Half-Life 3, probably not. Oh, Marathon finally chose a release window. We better get out of the way. I don't think so. I mean, again, maybe. And here's my issue with Marathon. That doesn't seem like a concrete date to me. They didn't even pick one, by the way. They just said March. Everything that game has been through, that feels like there's an asterisk next to it. Like March of 2026, ... Yeah, maybe. Okay, because it's... Okay, I just want you to think about it. It's the end of December, okay? So, January and February, that's all you got. That's it. That's all the time you got left. And you don't know the date yet? That doesn't seem weird? I mean, that seems weird to me. If you're telling me in December, this has actually frustrated me before, and it has led to delays because it's pretty obvious when you don't have a date, it's loose. It's like a loose, release window. This has always bothered me. Like in December, somebody's like, "Yep, our game is coming out next year," and I'm like, "You don't know the date? You're in the final year of the runway of releasing, and you don't have a date yet." When you're within 6 months, you don't have a date yet? This is within 2 months and you don't have a date yet? Like, okay, that seems kind of weird to me. I don't know. Yo, Merry Christmas, Banshee. Can't believe Half-Life 3 wasn't at the TGAs. I wonder if all those leaks, I wonder if they're trying to catch leakers. You think another marathon delay is coming? I don't know if it's coming. I know if you say March and you don't pick a date, it means you don't have a concrete date yet, which means it could shift. There are people that have said that about GTA. Like, GTA won't pick a date. They just said November. Yeah, it could slip again. It's just too big. It's just an enormous game. So, like, that one could slip as well. There are many people that have pointed that out. They're like, you're not picking a date all of a sudden. You're back to this, like, generic release window thing. Like, nope, okay. The most logical reason for the SAROS delay is Housemarque wanted more time. Maybe GTA, but I think delays are internal before external. I think what Hilly is saying also holds a pretty good... I don't think we need to, like, overanalyze it. Yeah. A lot of times they're just like, yeah, we would like more time. And again, that's why I feel like it's related to GTA, because if you're like, oh my gosh, GTA is coming out in May, we want to be very, very clear breadth of that. Think about it from this perspective. PlayStation seems to be tied up in the GTA 6 release. Like the marketing, I should say. So, if that's even remotely true, then PlayStation as a company knows, hey, we're going to be spinning up some marketing in the lead up to GTA coming out. So GTA 6 was coming out in May originally, right? Well, that means March and April is probably when you're going to start spinning stuff up and saying stuff. And maybe there's going to be like PlayStation console combo units or something. Well, if they know they're going to be doing that, you don't want to do that on top of your own game releasing. So maybe that's why they originally had SAROS slated for March. And they're like, yeah, as soon as April hits, we're full steam ahead promoting GTA 6 because PlayStation knows the increase in console sales that they will get from GTA 6 releasing because there's, 50 million people still hanging out on the PS4, and this will be a game that will get a lot of them to switch because a lot of the people that are still hanging out on the PS4 are playing Call of Duty. And we know there's pretty decent crossover between Call of Duty and GTA 6. Those type of gamers are, I would say in a similar bucket of, history, persona, preferences, all of those things. So I think that's what they were probably considering is as soon as we get into April, we're going to be marketing our butts off because May is coming and that's GTA. We want to get our people to buy a PS5 and to get off the PS4. And because they're happy with the PS5 sales, but console sales, I think took a dip in November historically, they said, even though PlayStation was like leading the charge, they said it was down. Part of me wonders, is it down because Xbox is like not a player anymore? Like, did anybody do analysis about that? Like, I saw the headlines. I didn't have time to read and go and do the research and crunch the math, but I saw the headlines and I thought, the Nintendo Switch 2 and the PlayStation 5 are absolutely crushing it, but you're telling me console hardware sales are the lowest it's been since, what did they say, like 95 or something? And I'm like, is it because Xbox is just not a player anymore? You basically had one of the hardware, like, contributors, like, kind of, like, leave. Like, I think Kepler said they sold, like, what, like 1 million units or something really low? Like, I'm like, that could be a factor as to why console sales were so historically low in that period of time. Because PlayStation and Nintendo are exceeding what everybody thought was going to be going on. Yeah, there's also, everybody's poor now. Yeah, I mean, there's also the element of, like, people are buttoning up and spending less right now because times are tough. But YouTube still said upcoming on the stream thumbnail. Is that because I haven't refreshed my screen since 9? Or did you forget to mark it as live? I don't have the ability to mark the stream as live. I just go live and it's all automatic. That's not like a thing. I'm looking at my channel right now and it says that I'm live. I don't know. You might just have to refresh. Maybe it didn't roll over and get rid of that overlay. That's just an overlay that, like, lays on top of the thumbnail. So make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Try to get us to 200 likes, man. Really nice turnout for Christmas Eve. Thank you guys so much for being here. You can help us with an insane goal. If by the end of today you guys get us to 1,000 members, I got to do a Friday night stream, which if you don't, I might be going over to my neighbor's house. He has some very, very nice bourbon that is very hard to come by. He's got like a whole collection. And he was like, you should come over sometime this week and have some. And I was like, I will. So if we don't hit the goal, I'll be okay. But if you guys hit the goal, we will hang out on this Friday night. We will. I don't like doing the whole Christmas tree dress up thing, but we had a lot of fun with that last night. There's some hilarious animated GIFs in the Discord from that night in question. And 519, thank you, Melissa, for a gift and a member. I appreciate you. Remember around this time in a console life cycle, there is a price cut. There is. There's actually a really good sale right now on PlayStation Direct. I think you can get a PlayStation 5 Pro for like $650, and then you put the digital for $450 or something like that. So, Alex comes in with a single gifted as well. Bumps us to 520. At 525, I owe you guys a member. Melissa says, gifting train, ? I mean, listen, there's 285 people here. Y'all could make a run on that pretty dadgum fast. Y'all have done it before in the past. I think historically we've done 700 in a single day or something stupid like that. Like, you guys are insane. In all seriousness, Derek says, this is the point in the Sega timeline where you could start buying Dreamcast for $50. I'm surprised people are still buying them brand new. I'm not sure which console you're referring to, Derek. You ditch us for bourbon tasting, you monster. It's not about ditch. It's a goal. A member plus from Norin. 19 months. Merry Christmas to you and your fam. I appreciate that so much, Norin. Thank you. Let me add you to the total. Thank you so much. Yeah, and guys, by the way, when you upgrade to member plus, and hey, a $15 tip from, I don't know who this is, Smiles. I don't want to say your name. I thank you for making me better in choices and decisions I had to make. Oh, this is Perfect Image, I think. I like to thank this community for being here on the darkest hour. I also say, get some eggnog and white rum and have a Haitian drink. Thank you, Reforge Community. Yeah, that's Perfect Image. I believe he's Haitian. Thank you so much. I used a tip and forgot to add my name. Thank you. I figured out it was you. I can kind of tell how you talk now. I can sense it because I know English isn't your first language. Like the way you structure your sentences, I knew it was you. I speak fluent Perfect Image now. Anyway, thank you so much, Norin, as well, for 19 months. And a 5-bomb comes in from Norin, and he says, well, let's get the train going. I now owe you guys a member. Mikey Moo comes in with 30 months. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great time. I picked up Soulstone Survivors on your recommendation yesterday, Lono, and I'm loving it. Guys, If you missed yesterday's stream, the opening, I don't even know how long it takes me, opening 10 minutes, it's 10 games that you might have missed this year, and Mike went and got one of them. There's some good games in that list that we didn't talk about probably until basically yesterday, except for maybe 2, like Marvel Cosmic Invasion and then Ender Magnolia we had already spoken about. So, Perfect Image is trying to summon the 50 bomb. He's spamming farty bomb. That's what my son calls 50 bombs. If you guys are wondering why that emote is there, that is why. I owe you guys a member. Every 25, I owe you guys a member. And a VIP comes in from a man Trill Troll, and he says, "Merry Christmas, you bunch of..." Yep, there he is. He said that. I'm not saying that out loud. Thank you so much. You know I love you, Trill. Let me add to the total. Well, I'm not adding to the total. I'm sorry. I'm giving one back. In the spirit of the season, I'm giving one back here, boys. I tell you what, if we can get to 600 for the rest of the day, I'll go back to my old ways. Just for today, if you guys get this to 600 for the rest of the day, I'll do 5 every 25 instead of just a single. If we get there, we get some momentum, I'll help. I'll be like, all right, let's do this. If you guys can get us to 600. Your son's a man of culture. He is. He really is a man of culture. I request that we stop explaining that emote. Just let it ride. I was told that people didn't understand it when they came in and that might be strange. So that's why I explain it. Maybe I don't need to explain it. How many drinks was he in on these? I actually don't know. Yo, God Howard with 39 months. Here, let me give you guys... Let me add it to the total. Let me give you guys a little sample of what you're missing out on here. If you guys unlock the Frickmas special, okay, hang on, I gotta jump to present here in the Discord. It's being terrible. Let me open. Is it animated? Does it animate in the browser? It is animated in the browser. Listen, y'all. This is the kind of thing you're gonna miss. That's the wrong cap card. This is what you're missing out on. If this is what you can unlock. All right, this Friday, and then this one, I'm behind there I am, you heard of Elf on a Shelf. What about little Lono behind the tree? That didn't work. I'm sorry. I apologize. But that's a little bit different than Elf on a Shelf. It's close. Yo, TRM with 45 months on a VIP says, "Merry Christmas, everybody." Thank you so much. Gets us to 530. And then J Hart with 9 months says, "Let's do it." Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Lono on the shelf. That's right. That is right. I'm off to church for carols and mass. Merry Christmas. Have a great stream, my man. Hopefully chat makes tomorrow happen. Appreciate you, Hilly. Merry Christmas, my friend. Love you, man. Lono with an oh no. That doesn't work. Stop it. That's terrible. That's truly terrible. We have 150 likes already, too. You guys are killing it. Let's try to get to 200 before we start the first hour, I should say. Your little Lono did what? Nothing. I've been around since the purple platform, and he does not lie. The special goes so hard, it's hard to describe. Well, I appreciate you saying that, Sweat. If gaming doesn't deliver in 2026, anime will. I mean, I'm looking at gaming in 2026, homie, and I think the calendar looks really, really good. I don't think these delays are a concern. I'm just trying to get people ready. It's like, listen, if you were looking at like that March, like February to April, and you were thinking, yeah, this is really full, a lot of that stuff's going to get pushed to summer, I bet. I bet you a lot of stuff starts to kind of shuffle down. And Broken Earth drops a 10 bomb on the total and gets us to 541. We're a 10 bomb away from 550. He is looking for a tag team. Thank you so much, Broken Earth. Very, very kind. I told you, if you guys get it to 600, for the rest of the day, I'm doing 5 every 25. I'm going back to my roots. We used to do it that way. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the spirit of Christmas. I'm feeling generous, boys. And a 5 bomb comes in from Sal and gets us to 546. Thank you so much, Sal. I ended up buying like 6 more games during the Steam sale. I need the industry to take the next year off. And Melissa says, definitely a gifting train. Melissa, it all started with you. Thank you so much for starting this gifting train. It's very kind of you. I had to abstain from buying a bunch of games from the thing yesterday, Zubair. If I wasn't doing that grind in Returnal, man, oh man, I would have been buying. I know I would have bought Soulstone Survivors. I know I would have. I'm so stinking close. I need one more stupid perk to drop in Returnal. We got one of the, I needed two more, and we got one of them to drop last night in Tower of Sisyphus, and I got the furthest I ever got. I got like an 11.8 million score or something, and I beat 5 of the bosses instead of just 4, which is the farthest I've ever been. So, yeah, 2026 is going to be a monster. Yeah, it's going to be tough to keep up with all the games. It really is. Silkbra says, not to mention all the stuff we have no clue about, specifically from Nintendo. You know they're going to release a couple of first-party games that have not been announced yet. Did Bond get delayed? It did get delayed. That's kind of the point of today's title and thumbnail, is that the delays are starting. And I think it's because I think it is related to GTA 6 vacating. They vacated May, and I think people are deciding, you know what? Let's shuffle a little bit. We can afford to take a little bit of extra time. And I think that's part of what's going on. Yeah, Wolverine is coming. Don't forget about that. Do we want to look at the games with dates? Yeah, let's do that, Lone Wolf. That's a really good idea. I appreciate that. Let's take a look here at what we got going on and see where we're landing here. That is not right. Hang on just 1 second. Let's refresh that. There we go. We want to give you guys credit for your members, that you guys are doing work right now. Okay, so 2026 upcoming games release schedule. Okay, let's scroll down here, see what we can see. All right, so January to March. I'm sitting here telling you anything slated for January to March has the potential to move, because I think they were trying to get out before, GTA 6. All right, I'm not seeing anything here really. Mio Memories in Orbit, by the way, if this one's not on your radar, it should be. Let me see if I can get you guys a trailer. What the heck? I'm gonna have to do a search. Madara comes in with a 5 bomb and gets us to 550. I owe you guys a member. You guys are moving that number. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Madara. And I know I say your name wrong, and I know all you weebs love it, but also kind of hate it. And there's the one that I owe you. Here we go. Mio Memories in Orbit. Let me just pull this up and show this to you guys. This one should be on your wish list, okay? This is a Metroidvania exploration platformer slated for January the 20th, and Broken Earth comes in with the 10 bomb. Let me add it to the total. Boom, 561. And let's go back to looking at Mio. Definitely add this one to your wish list. This one looks really, really cool. Very artistic, and, I would say, I don't know about atmospheric, but I love it. I absolutely love it. There's even, I am getting some Returnal vibes with like the tentacles and like the sci-fi and like the robotic, but I absolutely love the art style. I think this is fabulous. So make sure and put Mio on your wish list. This one's actually, just around the corner, January the 20th, and it looks like it's got some intense things going on with the platforming as well as the combat. Just the zipping around there to get behind. And there's your map. All you Metroidvania fans, clearing a map is always so fun. So yeah, that one's slated for January 20th. I don't think that's going to move. Wait, what happened to my thing here? Okay, so GUI, Arknights, Hermit the Pig, Banquet for Fools, Escape. Oh, High Guard. Oh my gosh, this one's going to be just something. 7 Deadly Sins, probably one of the bigger releases that month. I hate this place. Code Vein 2. So January is really solid. Mio's coming to Game Pass. Well, there you go. Game Pass boys eating good already in January. That looks like a solid game. January looks very, very solid. I'm not seeing anything really that might move there. February. Let's see here. I mean, maybe Neo 3, these types of games can have some issues. Romeo is a Dead Man is one of the most unique games coming next year. It looks very, very cool. Mario Tennis Fever is coming. Ride 6. High on Life 2. Why do I feel like that got delayed already once? I'm having a hard time remembering. I feel like that got at least one delay already. I don't think that means you're going to get another one, but that's another one. This is all February here. Styx, Blades of Greed. I think Styx did get a delay, did it not? I feel like it did already. And then there's your Resident Evil, okay? I feel like Resident Evil's probably locked in. You know what I mean? Give Lono slack. Most of us have been watching anime since we were kids. That's right. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know how to say it. Madara. Oh, like matter of fact, I think we've had this conversation before. And the reason I know we had this conversation before is because I only remembered right now. The reason that I only remembered right now is because I don't care. So, Madara it is. Yeah, I don't think Resident Evil Requiem is going to move, right? High on Life was delayed. Okay, I thought it was. Yeah, this date's probably solid. This is probably the first big game of the year next year, Resident Evil. We just learned it's going to be a very juxtaposed experience. You're going to be like sneaking around, scared, whatever. Here, let me. I need to do something here. We're not. You guys can't see the goal right now, but neither can I when we're in this scene. Let's keep it up on your radar. There it is. Let's put it down here in the corner. You guys are kind of crushing it already. Look at that. That's incredible. All right, and if we get it to 600, I'm going to start giving more after 600. Okay, let's see. March. Okay, Monster Hunter Stories 3. This one right here is one that I think could slip, right? This one right here I think could slip. Crimson Desert just continues to look like a really, really super ambitious game. I think it looks ambitious. I think it looks a little too good to be true. We have seen graphical degradation whenever they've shown it on console, which I suppose is fine. I would rather you do that. I'd rather you start showing the game as it is than continue to show it with like this insane boost to performance that, sells me something that, doesn't seem possible, right? So, I would say this is one that could move. Okay, a $10 super chat says, Madara. I refuse to let this go. Madara. Okay, I got it. All right. So if Madara resubs next time, I'll make sure and say that. Hang on. Let me try one more time. Hang on. I don't care. All right, let's get back to this. Crimson Desert. Yeah, I think that one could move. And we know that 007. We know that 007 has moved, so this list has not updated. Okay. So that is this is an old list. I love how angry you guys are. All right. So April 30th, we now have SAROS landing on April 30th. So this is a very quiet delay. I'm here to tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Pragmata gets a delay. Would not be surprised if Pragmata gets a delay. I feel like maybe it is. It already has. I feel like isn't this already gotten bumped once? I feel like it has. But I think Pragmata looks very, very good. It does have a demo, right? It does have a demo, so maybe it's good to go. But I feel like this is one of the other ones that could slip out of April, simply because you don't have to worry about May now. You just don't. So with GTA 6 vacating May, I think you could see a lot of people, shuffle down the counter. Like, look at how empty May is. Lego Batman has taken up residence in May, and that's it. So you see this? You see this May, June, July, August, September? Let's just look at this. You see how there's like nothing here? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of this stuff, Pragmata, a Crimson Desert, there could be a handful of others in here that end up landing here because there's nothing here right now. And Alex gifts a member and bumps the line to 562. What's it doing? Hang on a second. Oh, that's right. I think I have to do this. Yeah, I have to do a new interact. There we go. Oh, and then I can't see anything. That's really annoying. Okay, well, I'll just switch scenes next time if I need to. Let me just do this. Let me get my interact back. I wish it would just let me interact with it like permanently, regardless of what scene I'm in. But I think I know what I'm going to need to do. I think I'm going to need to make a scene with this and load the scene into this scene instead of the source. I think I just solved it. I'll figure it out. This isn't something for you guys to worry about. But is Lego Batman nothing to you? No, Lego Batman looks incredible, But this is it. Homies, this is it. Lego Batman has taken up residence in May, and May, June, July, August. No one has picked a date. Do you want to know why nobody picked dates in this window? Because GTA 6 was supposed to be sitting here in May. So I'm here to tell you, okay? I'm here to tell you, May, June, July is about to get some shuffled. I think games are going to shuffle into it. I really do. And a VIP comes in from Kyle. Thank you guys so much. We're trying to get it to 600. If you guys get it to 600, I have to start gifting 5 every 25, which is what we used to. Lego Batman and 007 in May. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. 007 First Light, which is showing in March, it's dropped down into May now as well. Okay. Have you played Lego Horizons? You mean like the Lego Horizon game? Yeah, I didn't like it that much. My son really liked it. I did not. It wasn't a Lego game. It was like a very basic Horizon game in the Lego universe. I didn't like it. I want to offer some early support for the Expanse of Cyrus Reborn with no release date yet. That makes it difficult. I also don't have any experience with the studio. Yeah, I mean, that one looks very promising. It also looks, like another one that could be a problem, And Brian comes in with a member plus. Let me add you to the total, Brian. 564. Thank you. Guys, remember, if you upgrade to member plus, you make this handy dandy member plus number get bigger, and it's a double in the total. And then every Monday when we start the stream, you jumpstart the goal. Whatever this member plus number is on Monday, I add that to the totals on Monday. Going into the new year, that's the new format. You guys help with that goal just by being there. Okay, so as soon as we get beyond there, now we got Phantom Blade 0, and then we got GTA 6. So everything else is just a big, giant friggin' question mark. So a $2 super chat says, few dev direct games in Jan, they may take those months. That's probably a good prediction. I think that's a solid prediction. That you're going to have studios say, hey, you know what we should do? We should take those summer dates. And January is such a great time to announce because your release date's like right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? I think that's great. This is the most we've ever had anybody here off of notifications. I really hope that's a sign they're starting to noti you guys again. That's amazing. Is 448 with VIP? Yes. It's easier for me just to say member plus, but this is 448. That's member plus and above. Yes. VIPs and member pluses count in that total. Correct. I look so good with the idea that my choices will shape history. That's what drew me into the Mass Effect series. Yes, that one's very much Mass Effect influenced, for sure. It really feels that way. And a single gifted comes in from Alex, and he gets us exactly 10 away from 575. He's trying to tempt that 10 bomb. Thank you so much, Alex. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is not going to be the usual Lego game format. It'll be a light version of Batman Arkham games, and I wonder if it'll get the same hate as Lego Horizon. I don't think it will. Do you want to know why? I'm going to tell you. I think making a Batman Arkham, to me it's Batman Arkham Knight adjacent. It's very much Batman Arkham Knight, because that was like the open world, open city kind of feel that game had. I think it was the best. I loved it. People hated on the Batmobile. I think Arkham Knight was the best, except for one boss fight with the Batmobile, okay? So I think it's going to be very adjacent to that. That is literally the perfect playground for a Lego game. You've got the collectathon, you've got like the little puzzles, you've got like the little funny, silly games and little funny moments. That's perfect. Like, picture Arkham Knight and just turn it into a Lego game, and you're like, it kind of does that. Like the little Riddler things that you got to find. Like, I'm telling you, the Batman game is going to be like the best Lego game to date. I think it's going to be better than Star Wars, the Star Wars one. And a single comes in from Rissick, and he's not outdone. He's going to be an agent of chaos with his 10 bomb. Boom, 576. And I owe you guys a member. If you guys get this to 600, I'm doing 5 every 25 to create some of that momentum. We are trying to get to 1,000 before the end of today, and you will unlock an insane Friday night where, I should just keep these gifts up. I'm just going to keep these gifts up. This is what you're trying to unlock. This absurdity, this insanity, this stupidity. This is a great way to end your Christmas week, okay? That's what we're trying to unlock this week. So, and thank you so much to Stonespire, I believe was the one that captured and made those animated gifts for the Discord. It is phenomenal work. Batman's a way bigger name than Horizon as well. Yeah, Batman is a staple within, video games and entertainment. So it'll do very well. I just think it's going to be the perfect game for a Lego game. I think it's going to be better than the Skywalker Saga, personally. Skywalker Saga struggled in my mind from like a logistical structural way. It was it wasn't linear, but it should have been linear. But then it was open world, but it kind of wasn't open world. And if you didn't have certain abilities, you couldn't do certain things. And let me see something. Okay. What is this YouTube award I'm getting? Oh, I'm sorry. It's not an award. Sorry. I would never get one of those. It's a reward for doing one of their surveys. Lego Star Wars is a very high bar, but it's in the format of a traditional Lego game. We will have to see how it plays out. That's my bold prediction. I wouldn't necessarily call that a bold prediction, but that's my bold prediction. I think that the Batman Lego game ends up being hailed as the best Lego game. I think it's going to be better than Skywalker Saga. And a 5-bomb comes in from Alex. I know what he's doing. He's trying to tempt the first 20 bomb of the day to get us to 600. It'll be an Agent of Chaos 20 bomb. Thank you very, very much, Alex. And thank you guys for just... I was really not sure about today. I was like, man, it's Christmas Eve. This might be a total waste of time. Everybody's going to be gone. Everybody's going to be, at Christmas parties, and we're having our own Christmas party. I appreciate you guys being here. It really feels good to have the community kind of rally on a day like today. I know some of you are right now at the office. You're putting in one last shift before Christmas, and we're here for the entertainment. I love the Skywalker Saga. I want to go back to Skywalker Saga with Madam and see if we can't go through the whole thing and do all the things. We just tapped out. I was like, there was something about it I didn't like. It was like, it almost felt like you were supposed to play through the entire game linearly, which is not fun because you land, run, open a door, and then you go back, to your mission. And it's like, it's very tedious. But then you try to do the open world sections, and you can't really do the open world sections because you don't have any abilities yet. I don't know. It just didn't flow well. I have tomorrow off, so I can stay up late to be here. Nice. I used to call out of work when Lego Batman came out on the 360. Oh, really? I remember really enjoying the original Star Wars Lego game, like the original, the legacy one where you play through all the movies. And then every Lego game my wife and I tried after that, we did not enjoy as much. Whether we tried Harry Potter, we tried a Jurassic Park one, and we tried something else. We tried like a Batman and Robin one or something, and I just did not like how specific they were. It was like, stand here. No, not you, the other character. And you're like, okay, open this door. Okay, cool. Now you stand here. Okay, now you throw your ability at this. It's like, okay. It started to literally feel, I don't know. It was like everything was scripted to the T. It lost the rambunctiousness of the Star Wars Lego game, the original, where you go in and you're just hacking your way through everything, you're slicing things up, and then periodic you're like, oh, R2 needs to open a door. I don't know, we started to play the Lego games and started feeling like this isn't fun. We don't really feel like we're getting to determine anything. It was just constantly telling us, yeah, you killed 3 or 4 enemies, now it's time to you do this in this way on this thing. And then I don't know, we lost our flavor for it. I remember back then we started playing other games like Mario Galaxy, which we're replaying right now, that we really, really like. Thank you, J Hart, for a gifted member. Gets us to 582. You're stalled on Bio 3. I feel like I'm making no progress. What's killing you? If you tell me what's killing you and how, I can give you tips. If it's not the spacemen, I don't know what it could be. The environment's pretty punishing. If it's the spacemen, I can give you tips on how to fight the spacemen. If it's those stupid guys that kamikaze at you, you just got to play super patient on corners. And you got to remember that enemies in Returnal, this is my biggest criticism of Returnal. To this day, it still drives me crazy. They can aggro through the wall. So if something aggroes you with the beam and it hasn't shot yet, and it follows you to the wall, and it can't see you, right? And you come out the other side, it's still targeting you. So you'll come out the other side, and it'll kill you. The spaceman. Okay. So maybe what I just told you will help you. They aggro through the wall. So you think you're safe. A turret's like following you. You go behind a wall and you poke out. It's immediately going to shoot you when you poke out. It's aggroing through the wall. It's my biggest criticism of the combat system in Returnal. I believe once you're not seen, aggro should break. That's just how the game should work. You have to adjust accordingly in the most intense moments. You have to work against your instincts and your better. It's like you're having to be aware of the mechanics and not just the player feedback and the visuals of like, well, they can't see me. How on earth could it shoot me? It's aggroing through the wall. It's tracking you through the wall. So remember that. Okay, the best way to fight a spaceman is do your best to clear the room before he spawns. Get rid of everything. Get rid of every little annoying guy, because they will pick at you while you're fighting the spaceman. The best way to fight the spaceman in Returnal, do you have the grappling hook yet? If you don't have the grappling hook, it's going to be quite a bit tougher, and I'll have to adjust my advice. So you'll have to answer that question. That's all the OG Lego games, though. I bet most people like the one best that they played first. I didn't feel like Star Wars was that scripted, though, as a Lego game. Lego Jurassic Park was not very good. Lego Hogwarts was better, but Lego Star Wars is the gold standard. I'm hopeful that Lego Batman can rise to the top of the pantheon. You don't have to fight those. The spaceman? Yeah, you do. Usually the spaceman means the room's in lockdown and you can't go anywhere. You got to fight him. You got to get good. If he doesn't have the grappling hook, I have to give him very different advice. So I need to know, Jamal, do you have the grappling hook? Have you unlocked it yet? Arkham Knight is the best game in my opinion, says Sweat. It was so well done from story to side quest, except for that one. Yeah, I'm telling you, the one Batmobile fight pushed everybody over the edge. Yeah, you get the grappling hook after beating Biome 2 boss. Okay, so the advice I'm going to give you with the grappling hook is use it a lot in the fight with the spaceman. What it does is it allows you to travel a great distance, and it really makes their aggro struggle. It almost resets them. So if you go from one side of the arena all the way to the other side, it like slows them down. They're like, wait, where did you go? And they kind of have to reorient and resituate. It's also a great way to dodge a jump and slam. If they're going to jump and slam and you know they're about to do it or they're getting ready to do it or they do it, just have yourself lined up so you can hit triangle and you grapple out of there. While you're in grapple, you're pretty much invincible. Like, you won't really take a lot of damage when you're grappling. Once you're no longer grappling and you're like just kind of flying, you can take damage. Like if you grab one of the balls and it like launches you, while you're actively grappling, I don't think you can take damage. I don't know if I ever have. The best way to fight a spaceman, the best way to fight any big boss that's like jumping at you and slamming the ground like the mini bosses, is use those grapplings. Just move. And then once you move, shoot them a bunch, bait them, to come towards you. They jump at you, grapple away again. Just monkey in the middle of those sons of guns. Melrose Mike with 59 months. Wishing everyone a joyful holiday season. Thank you so much, Ned. We're at 583. Thank you, Melrose Mike. They're confusing the spaceman with Celine's past lives. No. I'm talking about the literal spaceman that you fight in Biome 3. He's merciless. He will grapple you and pull you to him. When he does that, just dodge out of it. You just dash and he'll let go. Guys, could we get 30 more likes on the video? Try to get us to 200 likes. We're super close. You can take damage while grappling, but it's only later enemies that you have to worry about. They generally won't shoot you while you're grappling. You're moving too fast. Especially the spaceman. He's going to be like tracing you, and you're going to be going too fast. He won't be able to hit you. They're tough. They're not the toughest enemy, but they're tough. Grappling hook is your friend in fights like that. It's just giving you a lot of quick, instantaneous mobility, and most enemies aggro will not be able to keep up with that. They'll break and reset. It gives you a bit of a respite, so you can kind of get some shots on them, and use your alt fire. I have my alt fire set to left bumper instead of a full trigger pull, because a full trigger pull is really easy to do by accident in a moment of panic. So I went in. You can switch this into controls. I made alt fire left bumper. You can have some alt fires that will just decimate mini bosses. I mean, it will decimate them. You have iframes while grappling? I thought you did. I thought while you were grappling, you could not take damage. It's once you let go, you're back damageable again, like when you grapple on the ball and like you slingshot yourself way up. So, denominal verb formation. A denominal verb is a verb that is derived from a noun. Huh? Lono is a clencher. Doombringer? Yeah, Doombringer is the strongest ult in the game. My clip on Twitter is me literally killing the final boss with one shot of the Doombringer on his third wave. It just wipes the whole it wipes the whole phase. Yo, it's good, Spice King. How are you? Thank you guys so much for being here. We're talking about gaming in 2026, and it looks like there's going to be some game delays. We're already having SAROS already got delayed out of March to April. 007 got delayed into May, and I think it's in relation to GTA 6. I think the GTA 6 delay was kind of the first. That was the first shot, and there's likely more on the way. I think like that January to April window, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of games shuffle into the summer. Movement is your best defense in Returnal. Yeah, movement. You just move. There's many times I've been running that first biome. If you guys go and watch when I did the Returnal challenge, and I'm going to die. I am literally on death's door, and I just run away. I just make a bunch of space, run around the room, get better positioning, maybe pick up some health, you know. I'm good. Just got off work. Had to go in for a little while. That's why we're here, man. I know some of you guys are putting in one last shift for the year or for the holiday week. Petrov comes in and says, "Merry Christmas," and he gets us to 584. If you guys can get this to 600 members for the rest of the day, I'm doing 5 every 25, which means we might have a shot at getting that 1,000. And this is what you're working towards. This utter nonsense, this ridiculousness is what you can unlock for Friday night, and we appreciate y'all being here. Watch Lono play and duplicate how he moves. Yeah, I mean, you could always watch my gameplay and see how I move around. When I was playing Tower of Sisyphus for you guys a while ago, it was on a Friday night or something, Zubair and Dan both remarked, they're like, I don't play the game this way. Like, my game doesn't look like this. I've been playing the game for over 200 hours, so my movement and my instincts are to where I don't really take damage all that often. And if I do, I know what to do. Like, my son was watching me last night, and he's like, that's the first time I've ever seen you get hit. Like, he hadn't seen me get, like, he usually just used to watch me play, and, like, nobody hits me. Because you get to the point where it's unusual. In a boss fight, you're going to get nicked here and there. It's hard to do a boss fight, no damage. But most rooms in most of the biomes, I can navigate. I get impatient, which is why I take damage. That's nice shirt. Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to you, B3D3. Good to see you. I'm not good at that game. I don't have much time in it. Yeah, you develop a sixth sense. There are times where I'll dodge an attack from out of frame, and I'm not even sure how I did it. I'm like, how did I know to do that? That you just develop like almost like innate instincts in the game. You'll watch me play other games and I fall apart. Like, there's just certain games that I click with, and Returnal's one of them. Let's see here. Beast of Reincarnation looked cool. That's coming in 2026. Yes, that's a wild one. I remember that one. Isn't that from the Pokemon guys, or am I thinking of something else? Is that from the Pokemon guys? I feel like this is from the Pokemon guys. Yeah, from Game Freak. Yeah. Yeah, this game looks bonkers, dude. It's called Beast of Reincarnation. It's like Pokemon decided to make a Princess Mononoke inspired Souls game or something. Like, what the frick's going on here? What the heck? They're like, gotta catch them all, gotta make them all. She's like, come on, let's go. This does look like one of those games where I'm going to be concerned about performance, though. It just has that vibe and that look, that like smoky, fuzzy look where it's like, am I going to be able to see what's going on? Like, this looks insane. That was a cool character, that robot. Okay, performance actually looks a lot better than I was anticipating. Hopefully this is genuine. She just shows no expression on her face at all. Oh my goodness. In the year 2046 or 4026 or whatever that said, humanity's facing extinction, and our only hope is a teenage girl with a sword and a wolf and a skull flower and a robot. Oh, I love you. Oh. There you go. That's Beast of Reincarnation. I think that's the story. I think that's the story. I'm not sure though. Don't hold me to it. I watched a video before you went live, and it talked about how Christmas traditions aren't derived from pagan ones. Nothing like. Oh yeah, we're not talking about that detail. Oh, we're not talking about that, brother. Nope. All right, let's see here. We got a question from Mr. Frank. Submitting the question with the question command. This is something you can do as a member. Do you think SAROS will have difficulty setting? I do not think it'll have a difficulty setting. No, it better not. I'm not like against difficulty settings. Like I obviously use them. I used it in First Berserker Kazan, and I had a really, really good time. But no, I don't think it will, and I think that's probably for good. That's a good thing. Okay, let me just explain what I mean. So a game like Returnal rises and falls on it sort of humming on all cylinders. And the minute you can tone down difficulty to where like you're living longer or the bosses are easier or you're doing more damage, you're working against the internal systems of the game. The way that you achieve power and survivability in Returnal is a well-oiled machine. It's a perfect engine. In my opinion, it's one of the best combat systems that I've ever experienced, with the way the adrenaline system works by giving you in-game benefits and perks, agility, awareness, quicker reloads, right? You get a shield at adrenaline 5, right? Then you get abilities, you get suit augments, stat augments that make you stronger with all those things. All those things work because they're all interrelated to each other and impacting each other when you find them. It's like this beautiful spider web of potential power that you can have. Like, I walk into the room at the end of Biome 6 and I'm a god. I'm stacked to the rafters. You're not going to kill me. You're on my territory, right? You get to that level of strength in a game like this, and you literally feel like, I'm not in the boss room. I am the boss room, right? Well, that doesn't work if all of a sudden all those intertangled mechanisms of power and survivability can be adjusted where you're like, yeah, I live longer and I'm stronger. Why? Oh, I checked a box in the menu before I started playing. I just don't think that works. I think that doesn't work in a game like this, right? I don't think it works in a Rogue. I don't think it works in a game like Returnal, where you're like, because again, you die and you have to start over. That mechanism, that potency, that feel, that high, that emotion, that doesn't work if you can just have a checkpoint or make it easy, or you know what I'm saying? If a game company decides to do that, like First Berserker Kazan decided to do that, the reason I think it worked in First Berserker Kazan is it turned the game into an action version of itself, where I still had to parry and dodge very, very well, but it was more action focused. It didn't feel like a Souls game where I'm constantly getting, dying and restarting at the checkpoint. Returnal, you don't die and go back to the checkpoint, you die and go back to the beginning, right? So I don't think difficulty settings would work well in Returnal, because the mechanism of Returnal works from you dying. You have to die. That's not true of Kazan. You don't have to die. The mechanism of the game, the way the game is built, the story, the lore, the character, it's not built around you dying. Does that make sense? Like, I'll give you an example. In Returnal, I have never been avenged by other players. If I have, I don't remember ever seeing it pop up. In 200 hours, I had never been avenged by other players. Never. Because I only die in the really, really challenging parts and the really, really hard parts. And the average player isn't going to do that. When you get to like the harder areas like Biome 5 and 6, you're not going to avenge a player when you see them. Because why? Well, that's not a time in the game where you want to do that. So I hadn't been dying early. I finally died early the other day. I was messing around. I was doing something, and I died in an early area. Yeah, those bodies are actual players. Yeah. Not all of them, some of them. The ones you can scan and avenge. If you scan it and you avenge it, that person gets told that they were avenged by you, and then they get an item the next time they go to start playing. It like gives them a little bit of a bump when they start the game. They might get like a key liquefier or something to start the game with. So I almost never die in the early sections, and that's when people are going to probably be a little bit more willing to avenge a player, because they're just starting out. Right? Well, I say that to say this, like, that's a mechanic in the game that I don't engage with much because I've gotten so good at the game and I'm so proficient at the game, okay? Well, if you're not really having to earn that, and you're not really having to earn that level of power and prestige and threshold in the game, you just get to put it on easy, you just get to put it on coast mode or whatever. A game like that, like Returnal, like a lot of those mechanisms, I just don't think they fire properly. It's like when people wanted a checkpoint. Oh, I want a checkpoint or a save point outside the boss. I'm like, that's not the kind of game that it is, though. It would just be another third-person shooter game where you're taking down bosses. Like, the rogue element is too important. Does that make sense? So, it won't, but SAROS, if you guys are wondering why we're talking about Returnal, it's because SAROS from Housemarque is one of the games that got delayed, and we're talking about game delays in 2026. I believe it's pretty much all related to the GTA 6 delay. If you guys didn't know, it got delayed out of May into November, and now we're seeing other games kind of push out of that first quarter, and I think it's because they don't have to worry about May. They don't have to worry about GTA 6. Well, one of the things they're going to do in SAROS to help you is you're going to get permanent unlocks. So you're going to be able to permanently unlock a second chance. Now, in Returnal, you got to buy it. You got to buy the spaceman, you got to find the watch, or you got to get the parasite that gives you a second chance, right? Chat, I'm not sure what's going on, if YouTube's having trouble or what. Make sure and hit like or refresh if you're having a problem. Like, chat is froze for me. I'm having to refresh it, and the view count's messing up. So I'm not sure if the platform's having a problem or not. So that's what we're talking about this. Like, SAROS is one of my most anticipated games next year. And that's just how I view it. I don't like your attitude. You kind of remind me of Luke Stevens. Well, if you don't like my attitude, maybe, watch somebody that you do like their attitude. That's fine. I don't expect everybody to like me. So yeah, with SAROS, they're going to give you like a permanent unlock, like the ability to get like a second chance. The other thing they're going to do with SAROS is they're going to let you pick your weapon at the beginning, which I think is going to be helpful. That's going to give you a greater sense of like, oh, I've upgraded. I've got more power. Thank you, Spice King, for gifting a member, and he gets us to a nice even 585. We are now 15 away from 600. When we hit 600, I have to start doing 5 every 25. So we'll see if you guys can get it there. That might give us the steam that we need. You can't wait for High Guard? Oh, you're one of like 10 people that can't wait for High Guard. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's more like 12, but still, there's 12 of you that really can't wait for High Guard. That's a strong compliment. Yeah, I don't mind somebody thinking that I'm similar to Luke Stevens. He makes good content. He's a good content creator. Anyways. And a 5-bomb comes in from Spice King. He's wanting to set it up. He's like, hey, boys, somebody slam this home with a 10-bomb. That's a good setup, Spice King. Thank you so much. Very, very generous. Yeah. Here, let me help the person who doesn't like your attitude. That's right. Hit that X button. That's right, Fuzzy. In any case, so SAROS is going to give you a greater sense of I'm stronger now. I actually think that is an area that Returnal doesn't do a great job. Like, you unlock a perk on a gun, so the next time that gun drops, it can have that perk and it's stronger and it's better, and there's better versions of the perks, right? Unless you're going in the menus every time you pick something up and reading, which is something people in an intense action rogue might not do. They might not take the time to do that. I think that'd be a great way for Returnal to communicate that. Like, when you start, there's 3 weapons before you that you've unlocked. I'm sorry, and then maybe there's even perks on them that they've unlocked, and you get to pick from one of them. That is something they're going to let you do in SAROS. When you start a run, you're going to be able to pick your weapon. That, I think, is going to be a good way of, number one, allowing somebody to feel that vibe has like a Hades vibe, right? Like, you're picking your weapon before going in. You can like unlock weapons, and you might have a weapon you like more than another or something. And then the weapon really determines your play style. And I also think that's going to be a great way to communicate to the player, like, hey, you're getting stronger, you have more stuff. In Returnal, they don't do a great job of communicating that to you. And Fast Flex takes the 10 bomb home and gets us to 600. For the rest of the day, I owe you guys 5 every 25. All right? So I'm going to do 1, and then from here on out, I owe you 5 every 25. Let's see it. Let's see it. There's the one that I owe you for 600. So for the rest of the day, you guys have unlocked a big one. And Alex drops a 5 and gets us to 605. Thank you so much. Nothing I hate doing more in a video game than reading. I've done a lot of reading in Returnal, but I'm a huge fan, and I've done that now. I didn't do that when I first started playing. I'm doing that now. You see what I'm saying? Like, in the heat of the fight, in the heat of the run, a new gun drops, and you're like, cool, let me try this out. Now, different strokes, different folks. Maybe you're different than me. Maybe you get something like that, and then you immediately go to the menu, and you start reading. And you want to know what's in your hands. What do you got? How strong is this? What perks does it have? What's its alt fire do? Again, everybody's wired a little bit differently. I'm not wired that way. So, in SAROS, I think they're going to make it more apparent that, as they say, come back stronger. Like, it's right there in the tagline of the game, the motto of the game. They want you to know that you're stronger, every time you come back. You mean to tell me Free Kits made it into Returnal and SAROS too? Fuzzy, I know you'd enjoy it, but I will slap you. Freaking Free Kits. Free Kits ruin everything. They're feeding into the roguelike style more. Yeah, I agree with that, Fast Flex. The idea that, hey, you've unlocked something, now you can pick it to start, you can pick to start with it and what have you. Now, I've had some people worried that, like, SAROS gameplay is going to be too easy, right? I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. As far as I can tell, I'm not seeing evidence that it's going to be too easy. It looks like they've made it more intense, personally. It looks like they've made it more intense. It's like there's a speed and a quickness with which the combat is flowing that I think looks really, really great. Like, personally, this is just me personally, with 200 hours in Returnal, I'm like, oh no, I can already tell SAROS is going to be a tougher game. Yeah. I just kept reading. Like I said, I hate it, but sometimes you have to make progress. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the game. There are some games where I don't mind reading because if it's within the vibe of the game and you're learning about a person or a town or or lore or something, then I'm totally fine with it. But I'm usually the same way. I'm like, man, I ain't out here trying to read. Now again, Jerry says, whoa. How are you, Jerry? Now we do have the Lono Whoa emote, okay? Thanks to Jerry and his antics the other day. So feel free to use that if people start going crazy, especially if they start dropping the big ones, all right? I want to see a lot of Lono Whoa in chat if people start going crazy. There it is. There's Lono Whoa. I never learned how to read. Wait, with speech to text, that joke doesn't work. That's right. So we already looked at all the games coming out. We looked at January, we looked at February, we looked at March, and you will notice something. As soon as you get out of April, the calendar's really thinned out, other than Lego Batman and now 007. 007 is in May as well. And this is the GTA 6 effect in full swing here. That's why I think you're going to see more games into the summer. I think you're going to see more games do it. They're just going to take that extra time. People see the shield, the parry, and second chance, and they assume it's going to be easier. But the more power they give the player, the harder the game can be. Yeah, I've talked about this before within game design, that something that I think developers, I don't think that they're like unaware of this. I think maybe sometimes it's just not in the frame enough. They don't consider it enough. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Let's just say I don't think they do. I don't think they consider it enough. The more you equip the player, the more intense your game can be. And I think then there's a higher degree of satisfaction. Because if I'm leveraging an immense amount of power to overcome something that feels immense and intense and challenging, I think those two things come together very, very well. I prefer that over the player has virtually nothing, and that's what you're overcoming. You're overcoming like this sense of like, yeah, I'm very impoverished, I'm weak, I don't have a lot of strength, I don't have a lot of power, what have you. That to me is not as enjoyable. That doesn't feel like intense or satisfying or like, you know, a good power fantasy. It feels like, well, no, you're just like, you're kind of keeping the player down, as it were, and they'll have to overcome that. And this is just a preference thing. I know there are people that love that. They love that feeling of like, I have nothing, everything that I'm fighting is stronger and faster than me. And they love that. They think that that's really, really enjoyable. Like, I think it's just different preferences. Like, I like a game that's going to hand me just a Rolodex of strength and power, and then the game's also going to throw a lot at me. I really enjoy that. I think that's a fun time, within reason, right? Like, I'm not talking about like I've got a nuke and they've got a nuke and who hits the button first, right? That would be an absurd example. One of the biggest stumbles of many action games is the balance between growing player and boss power. Right. A shield is the same as a dodge. Press a button at the right to avoid damage. No, not necessarily. The way the shield's going to operate in SAROS, as far as we can tell, is you put it on and it's up for a given amount of time or damage. So it's not, I think the parry is when we have to time it. But yeah, the shield is it can be used more passively. Like, oh man, here comes an insane amount of stuff. Let me put my shield up and take the brunt of some of this attack. At the bottom, Lono is all most we know of the games without dates so far. Yeah. We can scroll all the way down here and look at the number of games that are coming out next year. It's absurd. This is my other most anticipated game here, Control Resonant. So, yeah. Yeah, this all. I mean, we're just now getting to the L's and the M's. I mean, there's just so much. Yeah, Mouse for Hire. I don't think they've picked a date yet. Mouse PI for Hire looks really, really fun. Yep. We're still scrolling. We are still scrolling. Wait, what was that? What was that? Oh, Witchbrook. I thought that was Witchfire. I was like, does Witchfire have a console date? I didn't know they had one yet. Did GTA 6 get delayed again? No, it is my contention that GTA 6 was kind of the beginning of the delay wave, right? I think the 2026 delay wave has begun, and it started with GTA 6. So GTA 6 moves from May to November, and now I think you're going to see games start to leave the first quarter, and they're going to start trickling into the summer. So to me, this is not like doomsday, oh no, this is bad. This is, I'm just letting people know, I think this is coming. This is what's going to happen. My man Stonespire bumps the line with a single gifted. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. Now remember, guys, I'm doing a shorter day today. So you've got about an hour. And for the next hour, every 25, I'm gifting 5. In the spirit of the season, I'm gifting more. We're going back to my roots. That's what we used to do. And we are trying to hit 1,000. If we hit 1,000, then you unlock this for Friday night, which that might not be a good incentive. Maybe people don't want to see that. But that is that's what the goal is for. And thank you, Stonespire. And thank you. I believe Stonespire is the one that made those gifts for the Discord. So it's like trying to do a no-hit run in Returnal. Games that are rogue should be punishing, but not overly difficult. Punishing should be for poor play and is meant to train the player to play well. Difficulty is the possibility of the task. It's like trying to do a no-hit run. Right. Are you saying the games will delay because they don't want to drop around the same time as GTA 6, or is it some other reason? Well, I'm saying two things, Darth Trooper. On the one hand, I feel like you're going to have games from the January to like March window. Some of them are going to feel like they can take a little bit more time, and they're going to shuffle into like May to September. Do you see? Because they don't have to worry about GTA 6 in May anymore. Yo, Merry Christmas and F the haters. What's good, Nick? How are you? Yeah, that's been my motto, Nick, for the last couple of years. I just got F the haters. Like, who cares about them? So that's the first thing I'm saying, Darth Trooper, is, January to March. To March is April. They're going to feel like they can shuffle further in the year now because GTA 6 isn't in May anymore. So I feel like May, June, July, September, you're going to start to see a lot of games shuffle into that window of time. The second thing I'm going to say is, yes, because GTA 6 is now in November, it wouldn't surprise me at all if you see games slip out of this year. Anything that was slated for like fourth quarter is going to be like, let's just move. Now, the real concern would be is if Rockstar does it again. If they delay again, then you're going to have people being, that's going to be infuriating. If games vacate fourth quarter because of GTA 6, and they're like, well, let's just slide into 2027, and then GTA 6 gets delayed again, and Rockstar is like, yeah, we got to bump it again to 2027, that's going to be infuriating. Like, I really, really hope they can lock in a date and just nail the date. I really hope that. Not just for GTA 6, but for the rest of the counter. Like, just get the dadgum game in the market so that way the rest of the market can kind of adapt and shuffle and move. The only game we know that has been at some level bold with saying we're not moving, Insomniac seemingly made it clear that Wolverine's release date's not moving. They're like, no, yeah, we're not moving. We're coming out when originally planned. Why the delay everything now? Well, sometimes delays are because they need a little bit more time. Sometimes delays are strategic. You don't want to be around other big games and other big releases. I think games are getting larger and larger and larger, that delays become more common. Let's take Crimson Desert as an example. Like, I believe it's already been delayed once, and I have said that game looks incredibly ambitious. That one is one that I wouldn't be surprised if you see it shuffles to the summer. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It just seems like a very ambitious, very big game. And I think the minute you have games of that size and scope, that the increase of delay goes up. If you've ever gone through like a remodel or a construction project, you know exactly what this is like. The larger the project, the more complex the project, the likelihood of it taking longer than planned just goes up. It just goes up. I know friends that were having, their business remodeled, and they had a timeline and everything was going smooth, and then they got to the bathrooms and the plumbing, and they encountered a bunch of stuff that they didn't know they were going to encounter, and it completely changed what needed to be done. And the entire project got bumped by like 6 months. It took longer for them to get the business remodeled. So like that, I think in game development, it's the same thing, right? It's like the bigger the project, the larger, the more systems they're building. Well, you're going to run into things. You're going to run into complications. You're going to run into things you thought you could do that aren't working, or that a quality issue that you ran into that maybe you couldn't foresee happening. This is something that I think gamers are struggling to grapple with sometimes, that we want these big, amazing, innovative, crazy new games. We don't want the same old games. We don't want remakes. We don't want sequels. We want new, fresh, awesome, creative games. And it's like, okay, well, that takes time, and games are getting larger, the complexity of development's getting bigger. You want really movie star level quality cutscenes and dialogue and writing and voice acting and mocap and an engine that runs well, and you want lighting systems that look awesome, and these are things that just take time. And I think that's why timeline for game development is just getting longer and longer. This is related to the big debate about AI, because if development companies can leverage AI to shorten those windows of time, they are going to. My great fear for GTA 6 is that the hype and the expectation that the game is building up, I don't know if the actual game can live up to the monolith that people have built into their heads. That's what perpetual delays create. They create like a subversive hype. It's like an under-the-radar hype where the game better be amazing, it better be perfect, it better be flawless, it better be one of the best games I've ever played because you made me wait an extra year and a half for it. With GTA being in prime holiday season, says Fuzzy, will this leave a bit of lack of options for gifting other than the usuals like COD? I don't. What do you mean by gifting? You mean like gifting a video game to somebody? Like, you mean like spending, like as far as like buying games? There's no way the game lives up to the hype. I think that there will be elements of GTA 6 that lives up to people's expectations, but I don't necessarily know if, I don't know, folks want that all for $50 or less. Yes. Don't increase game prices. Don't delay your game. Don't have a game take too long. People are like angry that it's been 5 years and Naughty Dog doesn't have a game out yet, as an example. So it's like nobody wants to wait more than 4 or 5 years for a game. So keep dev cycles but within 4 to 5 years. Don't raise your prices. You shouldn't have a day one patch. Don't have planned DLC. Don't have other monetization options. Basically, do the impossible. Do the impossible. Get your game out in 4 to 5 years. Don't use AI. Just like, oh, okay, New Rebs Gaming vid. He talked to Mike Israel, the guy who left Halo after 25 years, and he talked how useful AI can be. Yeah, there's been a lot of comments on my video about Expedition 33 that I have found to be pretty incredibly ignorant. It's amazing how little people know. They're like, number one, there are people claiming that Expedition 33 is not an indie game, which is comical to me. Like, okay, yeah, the studio's independent, but they didn't make an indie game. It's like this finger wagging, like, well, you got too much money, so you're no longer indie. Oh, okay, great. So the money is what matters. So that means a game can be owned by a publisher. I mean, there are studios that are owned by Xbox that launched games with less money. Does that make those indie? Is it just the amount of money they receive? Like, this is absurd. The claims about them not being indie are, but they are wild. But the other thing people are saying is that, well, nobody ever, not once, should use Gen AI. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay, cool. Why? Like, what is this? Why are you saying this? Like, I get that we don't want, slop AI like we saw in Call of Duty, but none? Like, okay. He said, as a tool, it's fine. As an author, it's a disgrace. So Silksong isn't an indie? I guess there's some arbitrary number. There's an arbitrary number that if you get too much money and you surpass that arbitrary number, you're no longer independent, according to the we know YouTube comments are full of brilliance. We basically have college professor level IQ showing up in the YouTube comments. And it's like, they're like, yeah, they got a lot of money, so they're not indie anymore. And I'm like, oh, that's a very compelling argument. That means any game that gets too much money is an indie? What? And then the idea that, like, you can't use AI at all. So, oh, okay. Don't use it at all, boys, or you're bad. The vet has a question here. Guys, it's 12:03. All right? It's 12:03. I'm going to just lay it down. I'm going to give you guys the skinny on this one. All right? We are, let's see. Stream ends. Okay? Show timer start. There you go. You got an hour. Clock's ticking. Okay? If you guys are going to rally If you're going to try to hit the goal, I'm doing more gifting. I'm doing 5 every 25. I upped my contribution. All right? Let's see if you can do it in 59 minutes. It's Christmas Eve, boys. It's Christmas Eve, all right? I got a house I got to help get cleaned up and prepared. We're making a dinner tonight for a friend of ours, and we're taking it over for Christmas Eve. So we've got our day ahead of us, and I know many of you do too. So thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your Christmas Eve morning with us. Even if you don't celebrate, it is a holiday in many respects. You might not be at work. You might be at work. Whatever the case may be, I appreciate you spending your morning with me. Smash that like button. Check your membership celebrations, and let's see if we can scramble and make something crazy happen here. So I got a question here from the vet. He says, not anticipating No Rest for the Wicked, January 22. No Rest for the Wicked looks like a game that I would be interested in if it comes to console, which I think that's their plan eventually, because then Madam and I could play it. I don't know if we could hang with it, though. I know it's a pretty challenging game. I played it a little bit in early access. I enjoyed my time with it. The devs are a dev team that I love. But I don't know if they have plans for difficulty settings. I don't know if they have plans for, a console release. But that would be me. My interest in No Rest for the Wicked is basically like if those things happen. Just putting Christmas Eve dinner in, about to break open the wine. Xmas is officially a go. Merry Christmas, Jaggy. I hope it's a good one, brother. Merry Christmas. And if you guys missed it last year, this was from the Frickmas celebration last year. And this is what we'll do Friday night if you guys hit the goal. I don't mind a game using AI for performance or bug fixes before release. What's the Christmas dinner you're making? My wife is making a pot roast. And I love a good pot roast, so I'm very excited. My mom used to make it all the time when we were growing up. We'd get home from church, and the house would smell like heaven. Oh, my gosh. Those were such good dinners. So I am very, very excited. My wife is an amazing baker and cook. We've been married for 18 years, and I think she's made 2 dinners that we all admitted were bad. Just 2 that we remember. We remember them because they were bad. But that's that. She's got a great record. She's got a great batting average, man. She's very good. What do y'all eat for Christmas? The dinner tonight and lunch and dinner tomorrow. Are these traditions? Some people do have traditions. Yeah, feel free to weigh in, chat. What do you guys do? What are your Christmas Eve traditions? Some people do a turkey. We always did a ham growing up for Christmas. My dad would get a honey-baked ham from work. That was a gift that his work gave the employees, which was very generous, and it was always so nice. We were not a family that had a lot of money, and so with 4 kiddos, my dad was probably very thankful and blessed to have that. That was a big deal for us. Honey baked ham was what we would do, and then all the stuff that goes along with that, green beans and stuff, and the sides and all that. So yeah, some people go round 2 with the turkey. I think turkey is fine. We started smoking the turkey. My brother does an amazing job smoking the turkey for Thanksgiving, and he's got like a little thing on his phone. He can check the temperature and he can adjust temperature and all of that. And a smoked turkey is just. You will never go back unless you I know some people brave deep frying, and I know deep frying can be pretty good, but the smoking of the turkey it makes the flavor a lot better. It's a lot juicier. It's not dry. It's phenomenal. He does a very good job with it. So we do that, but we never really wanted to go round 2, like turkey round 2, So we got news on Marvel's Blade. The team's hard at work. Everyone's proud. Team are outdoing themselves. It'll be a special game, high standards, hoping it meets high expectations. Ask fans to please be patient. Okay. So studio director at Arcane Studios. Yeah, Blade is a long ways away. I mean, it's a ways away, boys. That's probably I wouldn't be surprised if that's out at the very, very end of this gen, like 2028, 2029. Like that game's a ways away. We always have a takeaway Christmas Eve, then a true turkey and beef dinner Christmas Day. Nice. I don't know what she has planned for Christmas Day. We're doing the pot roast tonight, so I don't know. I'll have to ask her. She's always got it all locked down. Like Madam is a queen. She's this regal logistical orchestrator of all things. I'm just this dummy that makes sure that the electric bill's paid. It's kind of true. It's kind of true. Anyway, not holding your breath for Blade. I trust those guys. I trust Arcane Leon. I think they're going to do fine. You guys do turkey for Thanksgiving and lamb for Christmas. Nice. Very, very nice. I've heard people all over the world doing U.S. Thanksgiving, which just blows my mind. See previous comment about the origins of traditions. I don't see what you said formally. Oh, you're just asking about the traditions. Sure, yeah. In Scotland, we have steak pie for New Year's Day. Well, I'm coming over. Good golly. That sounds amazing. Have a Merry Christmas. Yo, Haseo, I have to go back to work and then nap when I get home. Basically checked out for now. Haseo, I appreciate you so much, man. You've been so generous this week. You were helping us work on the goal. You were rallying people to press like and be awesome. You're always super positive in the Discord, man. We appreciate you, Haseo. I really do. You know, if I could get 1,000 Haseos in the Discord just being swell and kind and, you know, checking in on folks, you're a good dude, man. We appreciate you. If you guys aren't in the Discord, that's a great reason to be in the Discord, man. Especially around the holidays, man. I know this can be a tough time for folks. I know it can be lonely. You know, if you've got some not great situations with family or friends and you're kind of stuck, you know, in an apartment or, you know, wherever you're living or whatever you're doing and you're kind of like isolated, that can feel kind of like a bummer. Get in the Discord, man. You know, hang out with some folks, play some games together. There's plenty of video games to play right now. There's some great co-op games. Do some drop-in, you know, drop-out co-op with Cosmic Invasion or Arc Raiders or Helldivers or something. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that isolation thing around the holidays. That can be a dark time. You do turkey and lamb in Ireland? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna visit all of your homes. I'm gonna do the turkey and the lamb in Ireland. I'm going to come to Scotland for the steak pie. Obviously, I want to sample all of the beer. I know you guys have excellent beer everywhere in the world. Like, everybody has their own type. Lono, everything coming from what you do, what do you want to see more of most? For me, it's Turok. Oh, you want to see more of Turok? I would like to see more of Turok. I'm really interested to see what exactly they're going to do. What exactly they're going to do to make dinosaurs like a compelling enemy, because they're either going to be too fast or not fast enough, so then you don't really feel like you're fighting dinosaurs. So I'm interested in that. I'm interested in how they're going to do that. I think they can pull it off. I'm thinking Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn inspired like movement systems, combat systems for the enemies in particular, because I actually think those are essentially dinosaurs in Horizon. So yeah, I think that is what I'd want to see. Are you going to go very like Horizon adjacent, which I would be totally fine with, by the way. I don't think if we have a game that feels similar to Horizon, I would complain about that. There's two. There's Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. We don't have like this overwhelming amount of games like that in the market. Edward with 29 months. 007 First Light getting delayed to May is a good thing because it means I can get it for a birthday present. Also been trying out Skate Story. Skate Story, let me add that to the total. Skate Story was one of the games I said yesterday in my Games You Might Have Missed stream. That was one of the games I'm like, you guys might have missed this one. It came here at the tail end of the year and people are singing its praises. So, thank you very much. Adding you to the total, we're at 607. We got a bit of a multiplier. Multiplier. We have a bit of a multiplier going right now, guys. If you guys get every 25, I'm gifting 5 again for the remainder of today. So we can really get a lot of people added to the member count and then have a fun Friday night celebration if you guys can hit the goal. So I'm adding more to the member pool just for today. And also, you can use the question command if you want to submit some questions and have them featured on the show. We took a look at all of the games coming out in 2026, and I am simply saying January to March, we're probably going to see some games start to jump to the summer, which I am in complete support of. Take the time that you need, get the game out when it's ready, and that I think is a good thing. And I think they're probably going to be doing that because we no longer have to worry about GTA 6 in May. And since you don't have to worry about GTA 6 in May, that's going to make people feel like, you know what? We can land in the summer and we will be okay. We won't have to worry about getting stomped on by Buy that. Fan created a new Arc enemy concept called the Lurer. It lures the player by imitating raider voices like "Don't shoot." Hiding in dark corners, always has a backup Arc with it. Oh, that's hysterical. Prime rib tonight, lasagna tomorrow. Sounds phenomenal, Dan. We do reckon my wife's family is Cuban. Oh, you eat good all the time, I bet. Five Bomb comes in from Higgs, and he says, boys, let's get this going. Let's get the train going. And he's going to stoke the fires first. Thank you so much, Higgs, for gifting 5 members. I look forward to it. They do Noche Buena, and I celebrate it with my folks with a baked ham Christmas brunch. Oh, my gosh. Listen, whenever I have been around Cubans or Brazilians, I eat so good. I mean, just yes. If you have a Cuban friend or a Brazilian friend, like, do you want to come over and have dinner? Yes. You just immediately, yes. You say yes. You cancel your plans and you get the frick over there, especially if their parents or their relatives are cooking. Like, get over there instantly. A VIP from Emp Reb. Thank you so much. Let me add it to the total. We're at 613. I know it's not much, but I do have this. Merry Christmas. Higgs. Every little bit helps, my man. Single gifteds, renewing, upgrading. The fastest way to move this number is just to upgrade. Upgrade to Member Plus. If you're on a standard membership, if you're on a gifted, Member Pluses are, I count those as 2. That's how much we want to see those. That's why we're tracking Member Plus. If you guys haven't noticed, the Member Plus number is here. That includes VIPs as well. Member Plus and above, that gets added to the total on Monday every week now. You guys get to jumpstart the goal and add to it. Have you seen the Philadelphia Flyers hot mic? I have not. I have not seen that. You're having steak for Christmas, Talica? I'm coming over. I am. I'm coming over for Christmas. It's time. It's time that we met and make an extra steak. You've never had Brazilian food? Oh gosh, they make such amazing food. I can't even name a dish, but anytime I've hung out with Brazilian and Cuban folks, the food is just phenomenal. You guys getting Chinese food, says Sven? Oh, man. The thing that I like about food in general is that it's rare for me to just, like, not like food. Like, it has to be something very specific, like lima beans or something. Like, in general, I'm like, if there's food, I'm there. Let's just have some food, you know? It's a great equalizer, you know? You get people together around desserts or something smoking on a grill, like you know what I'm saying? You get some meat cooking and everybody's feeling better. You just fill the house with that aroma and it's going to be a good day. I think the next video game show should be Death Stranding. Oh, like a TV show. That could be, number one, easy to do. Kojima would want to do it, and you got the actors already. You know, and a single gifted comes in from Stonespire. I know what Stonespire's going to do. Listen, he's going to do another one. He hasn't been able to do this for a really long time. His job situation changed, so he tries to come in on his lunch break. Somebody help this man and drop the 10 bomb to 625. I know what he's going to do. This guy was the habitual, like, poker of the total. There it is, 615. Somebody land the plane for our man Stonespire. It'll be my first 5 bomb in a long time. I've not been doing 5 bombs. We went back to singles because it was a little too much. It was a little too much. I was hurting myself. So we've been doing singles. I'm doing 5 bombs for the rest of the day. Thank you so much, Stonespire. You're the homie. The announcer got suspended for 2 games. Yeah, I'm not going to watch it if it's not safe for work. My 4-year-old nephew has developed a love for lima beans. My sister is going with it while she can. Yeah, I like edamame, which edamame is like a lima bean imposter that actually tastes good. Like, edamame is fantastic. You throw that in like a lo mein or a stir fry, oh boy, that's a good time. That really elevates the dish. But you get them lima beans the frick out of here, man. Why do they have visible wrinkly skin? Like, what's going on with that? Like, who did that? Who made that? Why? You know, I mean, I know the Lord made it, but I guess I'll talk to him about it one day. I don't like them. I think they smell bad and they look bad. They're the elderly. They're the elderly people of the vegetable world. All right. That's enough. And a 5 bomb comes in from Metal Matt. He's trying to tag team it to 625 Let's see. Another five-bomb. I agree, but I think it's woke eating soybeans. Just saying. Yes. Yeah, soybeans. I mean, it's in the name. It's in the name. Soy. Fun fact. We still have a fair here in Nottingham called Goose Fair in October. Why? It's just a fun fair now, but originally I think it was a market for buying a goose. Oh, yeah, I would eat a goose. I have no problem doing that. That's victory. That's victory over my enemy right there. I mean, putting a goose on the table and eating it for Christmas dinner. I mean, let's do it. I go down to the golf course and just get one. You know what I mean? I just need a bat. I mean, like, you see, that's good eating, you know? If in any case, I actually have never had goose. I would like to, especially if it's one of the ones that are mean and walk around our neighborhood, you know? What does goose taste like? I don't know. I'm going to assume that, like, most birds have similar taste. Like a goose, a turkey, and a chicken, they're probably all in the same hemisphere of taste, I would imagine. Just that white meat that, depending on how it's prepared, that's where most of the flavor is going to come from, I would think. I don't know. I've never had it. I've only eaten goose once. My dad brought it back from the pub. We were spitting out shotgun pellets. It's awful. Apparently, it's a mix of duck and beef. Really? That actually sounds good. I feel like duck is really greasy, isn't it? My wife, I feel like she got duck once, and we liked it, but it is greasy. It's quite rich like duck. Dark meat and greasy. Okay. That's the only true thing Alex Jones ever said. The geese at the park are free. Oh, my gosh. Duck, man. Duck. Yeah. I remember enjoying it. I thought it was good. Just a little on the greasy side, you know? Hang on, I'm getting a ring notification. Is it Santa Claus? No. It's UPS. I think we're getting some stuff delivered today. I may be able to get one of them wrapped and taken to my friend. I got all my guys' gifts, personal, thoughtful gifts, and I nailed this one gift. And man, oh man, it did not show up on time, and I was ticked. I was ticked off. Okay, arriving Saturday. Everything's arriving Saturday. Goodness gracious. So it doesn't look like anything is arriving Sunday. Great. So I ordered it, and it said that it would be here Christmas Eve. I'm going to request another refund. You got to be kidding me. I ordered another one of these things, different company, for my friend, and it said it would be here on Christmas Eve, and it's now going to be here Sunday next week. Like, that's irritating. That's the second thing I've tried to get for my buddy, and it's way later than they said. Like, there were plenty of items that said they wouldn't be here until 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. I didn't order them. I ordered this one because it said it could be here on the 24th. That's a little irritating. Rich Rod with 34 months in the VIP. All taste different. Duck is like beefy chicken. Goose is like literally in the middle of chicken and turkey. Both more greasy than chicken. Duck more so. Had goose in Germany. Delicious. And 34 months. Let me add you to the total. Thank you so much. We're at 621. Appreciate you very, very much. We got 214 likes. You guys crushed it on the like count today. Thank you so much for doing that. And we've got 40 minutes left. No green room today, boys. It's Christmas Eve. When I shut down, I'm out of here. I'm going upstairs. I'm hanging with the fam. I am out of here. We've been working on puzzles in the living room while the Christmas music plays. Madam's been making amazing food and cookies and stuff and desserts. And then we're going to go have pot roast with a friend of ours. Yeah. I've been waiting for a phone case for 2 weeks. Yeah, it's just, I know this time of year is bad. That's fine. I get it. But like twice now, I've ordered something, and the one item, I paid extra. I got a refund, but I paid extra. I paid an extra $10. They're like, well, if you pay this $10, we'll have it to you by this date. And I was like, oh, great. I can have all of my gifts in time. And it just never showed up. It just got lost. I was like, oh, okay. You're a plant-based guy, no flesh for me? Really? Man. So, what you're saying is, I get invited to the cookout before you? Is that possible? The world's upside down if that happens. Like, that can't be. This doesn't seem, but you know what? It is Christmas. So, it's a Christmas miracle. Anymore, once you get within a month of the holiday, all delivery services lose their minds. Yeah, I'm going to have to start Christmas shopping in November next year or something. It starts in November. Once you get into December, it gets even worse. Incredible Black says never. He's like, listen. I'll make sure I'll eat a little bit of meat if that's what I have to do. I'm a meat eater myself. The health benefits of soy over meat are undeniable. Oh, I can deny it. I can. It is very much deniable. I'll just deny it. It's that simple. You know, soy's healthier than that. Nope. No, it's not. Well, you're in denial. That's right. And I thought it was undeniable. Apparently not. Because I am just going to eat this ribeye, and that's the end of the discussion. You've been plant-based for 12 years now. Really? Okay. Well, I mean, that feels like a cheat code, okay, Incredible Black, because I know I've heard this said before, okay? This is an interesting bit of lore that I've heard. I've heard that black don't crack. I believe this is verifiable. I think that's a bit of a cheat code, though. You go plant-based, I mean, you're going to be like 110, and you'll look like you're 50. I mean, that doesn't seem fair. I think you should eat meat on principle. I feel like you're cheating, honestly. And I know this is kind of putting you on blast, but I don't think that that's fair, honestly. You're supposed to have hypertension in your 30s, okay? Please, like that. This doesn't seem fair, okay? Yeah. Leveraging every advantage. Okay, fine. Yeah. Taller, stronger, whatever. Probably better looking, better skin, and now you're going to live longer. Excellent. Yeah, whatever. 6'4", 280. Yeah, shut the frick up. Freaking cheat coding it out here, dude. Cheat coding it, you know? I got some of the best genetics on the planet, and I'm plant-based. Okay, fine, whatever. Can you also see through walls? Not to list this stuff make this year, but maybe next year. Edamame would be really good in a Spam bake. But I'm sorry. We just went from a 6.5 foot tall black man who's plant-based to now I have a gay man in my Discord saying Spam bake. What is happening? What is this, like a Freaky Friday? Did you guys trade places? What's happening right now with a Spam bake? It's a casserole with Spam. Are you guys pranking me? This feels like a prank. This isn't real. This isn't real. This is a big elaborate joke. You know what I'm saying? Spam is delicious. If I were to place a bet on who would come to today and say, yeah, a Spam bake, like a Spam casserole is really good, the last person I would have picked would have been one of the gay guys. I would have been like, no. They'll pick something with like soy in it or something with a bunch of vegetables. They're going to be all like health conscious or something. I would have totally guessed wrong. I'd have been like, no way. Absolutely not. It'll be one of these dudes in here that drinks like PBR still. You know what I mean? I'll put some dishes in Discord. Incredible Black, you know what? I actually think my wife would probably make some of the dishes that you have as plant-based, especially if you've got good like top 8, top 9 allergen-free ones, because a lot of times if you're going plant-based, you can avoid some of that stuff. Sometimes it's harder, though, because the facilities that they're made in is the main issue. So I think they eat food like the rest of us. I don't think there's gay food. You don't think there's gay food? I'm certain that there is. I don't know. You ever seen birthday cake ice cream? I mean, a lot of rainbow colors going on there, you know. Seems a little gay. I'm pretty sure there is. Fuzzy, you go to the meetings. Just list the top 5 gay foods. I would like to know what they are. You know what I'm saying? He says gay food is a vodka soda. Oh my gosh. That's it. That's it. You just now I know what to order if I ever go to a gay bar, which I would probably have. That would be such a fun time. And now I know what to order, you know. Although that could get me into trouble. They'd be like, "He's one of us." He knows the code. Hey, why is birthday cake ice cream catching strays? It's not catching strays. It's delicious. I'm just telling you. I mean, I'm just calling balls and strikes here. I mean, okay, don't read too much into the balls part, but I'm just calling balls and strikes. You know, there's a lot of colors going on there in that birthday cake ice cream. That's all. You know, it just seems, you know, nothing wrong with it. It just seems a little gay. That's all. So I'm just, you know, let's go. Dan says, if there is gay food, Spam is probably not on the list. That's what I'm saying. Alex says, that's why I'm catching strays. That's what I drink. Yeah. See, Alex, you're going to the bar and you can't figure it out. You're like, I can't get anybody to talk to me except for the dudes. And it's because you're ordering a vodka soda. Now you know. So apparently that's secret code for I am gay. So now you know. You order something else. You know, just get bourbon neat, and people will know. You know, you don't have to drink it. Just have it in front of you, and they'll be like, "There you go." That's, or frat boy it up and just get like a Bud Light. It's friggin' like carbonated corn pops. But you could always do that. $20 tip from Strider Prime. Merry Frickmas, Lono. Hope the family is well. Thank you very, very much, Strider Prime. I appreciate that. That is very, very kind. 32 minutes left, boys. I'm out of here. No extending today. We're not. I can't extend. It's Christmas Eve. You got 32 minutes to go buck wild on the goal. All right? And for the rest of the day, I'm doing 5 every 25. I've not been doing that for a long time. Let me check the question and answer. Listen, I'm putting my body on the line. This is what you can unlock. This is one of the worst things ever, and yet it's awesome. And thank you. I believe Stone Spire made that animated GIF. Thank you, Stone Spire. It is quite a remarkable thing. And thank you guys for all the likes as well. Over 200 likes on a quick stream today. It's actually going to be a decent length. I thought we were going to be like in and out in like an hour, but like the vibes have been good. Like this has been fun. Yeah, no green room today, boys. No, I'm out of here. As soon as we're done here, I'm gone. It's Christmas Eve, hanging with the fam. A VIP from my man, friend of Ninjas, Boom 622. Thank you so much, friend of Ninjas. 34 months on a VIP is a long time. By the way, this Member Plus number, that includes you guys that are VIP. So you guys are in that 448. So thank you so much for being at Member Plus or VIP. I greatly appreciate that. That's very, very kind to support the channel with that level of membership. I order vodka sodas and give my name as Bear. So much of my life is making sense to me now. Zubair, I'm here to tell you too, you have like that cuddly vibe, you know what I mean? The beard, just the name, you know what I'm saying? Zubair, I mean, everything, yep, you a couple of adjustments, okay? You break it down, go down to goatee, trim it up a little bit, go down to goatee, change the outfit a little bit, maybe, you know, and don't order the vodka soda, you know, and tell them that your name is Charles. And Zubair's going to be like, in a year, he's going to be like, yeah, I got married. My whole life turned around. That's all it took. Name alone, he's cooked. Yeah, I mean, you just get that cuddly vibe going, you know? How about a red and green room? Oh, that's good. That's a good play on words there. But no, I can't do that today. That's very clever, Matt. That's very clever. But no, we'll be shutting down, and I'll be done for the day. Real talk, Lono. He's called Bowser Jr. Question: who the heck got busy with Bowser? Peach? Bowser Jr. Oh my gosh. Where did Bowser Jr. come from? Who is Bowser Jr.'s mother? Why is Peach be... Oh my gosh. Peach's eyes just boom. Bowser Jr.'s mother is officially unknown in Mario canon, though fans theorize she's either an unnamed Koopa or he's a clone. In non-canon SML, Shelby the Turtle is his mom, while Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto jokingly claimed he was the mother, alluding to the stork delivery system for babies in the Mario universe. Okay. Or it's Peach. That was perfect. As soon as I highlighted it, like her eyes came up. Incredible Black's got some pictures for us, guys. Okay? All right? Now listen. Don't adjust the color on your television. I know, listen, if you're white, this might look a little too colorful for you, okay? This isn't like baked chicken with a dash of salt, okay? I know this is a lot going on here. This does look phenomenal, and he says this is plant-based. So this is plant-based soul food. I want that. I'm gonna just give me a shovel. I don't want a fork. That looks phenomenal. Good golly. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. What's underneath the what is going on underneath the plate here? What's happening here? Right? What's going on here? I'm gonna scroll over. Hang on. White folks, don't be alarmed by all the spices. All right, everybody, just chill. Oh God, like what's going on with what's going on here? What's underneath the plate? What's going on? What's going on underneath the plate? Looks like soul food. It looks phenomenal. Oh, what's your favorite? It's a tablecloth. It's an anime tablecloth. No, I think that's one of those mouse pads for the whole desk. Why is there a slice of cake on the pasta? What did you say? What? Did you just say this he said, why is there a slice of cake on the pasta? Oh my gosh. Lord. You're gonna get me uninvited just by saying that in my chat. Are you freaking serious right now? I have a lot of invitations. I think I just lost one by proxy for reading what you said. Freaking calling cornbread cake. Oh my gosh. Let me just show you what we all think about you right now. It's on the placemat beneath this other gorgeous dish, right? Right here. She's looking at you. She's like, what the did you say? That right there. That's the reaction. She's like, huh? And this is his other dish that he put in here. That's plant-based. Those meatballs are made out of rocks. Found the Brit. Yeah, friggin' cake. He called the cornbread cake. Okay, hang on. What's your favorite? What's going on here? Incredible. He says it's cornbread in all caps. Homie, I know it's cornbread. Jiminy Christmas. Okay, what's this called? What is this? It's like looks like some kind of a stew on top of the mashed potatoes. Is that what it is? I feel like I can get this at there's an Irish restaurant in town. I can get this, and it's beef though. I'm not sure what you're putting in there that looks like beef, but that looks amazing. I think they call it shepherd's pie. I think is what they call it. Is that what they call it at the Irish restaurant that I go to? I can't remember now. Portobello pot roast. Oh, those are probably portobellos. Yeah. It looks just remarkable. Yeah. I just want to comment on the plate. That's a classic, like, granny plate. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like granny just handed this to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is you're at granny's house plate. Okay? That's an excellent plate. We got 24 minutes, boys, and I'm out. 24 minutes, and I'm out. And they're just loading up. That's a plant-based stew, homemade mashed potatoes. Okay. All right. I mean, is your granny okay with you sullying her dish with a plant-based stew? I mean, I don't know. I feel like they might. Did they get upset when you told them? Right? Like, some families, they all get together and, like, there's one of the Francis says he has an announcement to make and everybody knows what's coming, right? He's like, I'm gay. And they're like, we all knew. Like, did you have to come out to your family? Did you have to come out to your family and you're like, I'm plant-based? And they're like, what the, was it was it a tough time for you? Did it affect Thanksgiving one year? I'm just curious. Like, what was that like? That feels like a Key and Peele sketch. You know what I'm saying? Having to come out to your family as vegan, or I actually don't know. You haven't said if you're vegan. You just said plant-based. So I have plates just like that, but the design is black. Yeah, we still have our plates from our wedding, and they are not like that. Yeah, he's like the son of a butcher. No son of mine. Oh my gosh. They're like, I'd rather you've been gay. Son of a butcher's like so angry. His hands are all bloodied from the meat and the work of the day. He's like, you gotta be kidding me. I ain't raised no vegan. Oh my gosh. I think that does me vegan. He says, yeah, they did. I make my own food, but now they made some dishes for me. Also, yeah, see, no, I figured, like, I'm thinking culturally that was probably kind of a big deal that you had to, like, say, yeah, I don't eat meat. You know what I mean? There was at least one uncle in the room that said something under his breath, like, and it was a big deal. I'm glad it's probably funny now. It might not have been funny in the beginning because it was like, yeah, they're a little irritated with me. I'm kind of disrupting the holiday with my dietary restrictions. Oh, gosh. You just got Ghost of Yote? Oh, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. I've seen some of those vines. They're like circulating on TikTok, and there's this one kid. He's like this chubby little white kid, and he's hilarious. He's probably grown now, and he's like, help, somebody help me. And like he runs up, he's like, hey. He's like, oh, thank goodness. And he's like, I'm vegan. And he just runs away. He's a funny little kid, man. He is funny. He probably dealt with a lot of, but it only has a little chicken in it. Yes. Eat around it. You'll still get the flavor. Oh, gosh. More so the ant, but it was out loud. Oh, I mean, you didn't have to tell me that. Yeah. The men will just kind of shake their head, And the ladies are going to let you know. I can hear it. I feel like I was there. You know what I mean? Oh, that's funny. That's good. I like stuff like that. It's harmless. Harmless jokes, but still excellent. Oh, brother. My youngest daughter is vegan. She's having for her dinner. I don't even know what you just said. I don't know what that is. What is corn with a Q? That sounds like. Oh, my wife's informing me it's a brand. She says it's really expensive. Please don't try to impersonate a black auntie. Notice, I don't code switch, but I know it's pronounced auntie, and I didn't. I did not attempt I did not attempt to impersonate. I know better. Best Christmas gift I've ever received and given. Best Christmas gift I've ever received and given. Oh, gosh. Best Christmas gift I've ever received? Like, the one that I remember the most is when we opened up the original Nintendo, like, Christmas morning. Like, that's, like, from my childhood, that's it. The men were more open and even tried multiple dishes. Really? That's really interesting. That's really interesting. You know, I wonder if that's, like, there's more of, like, a pride, right? You know, Granny and Auntie are, like, making the food, and it's kind of, like, almost like a cultural insult to not eat it. And, like, your dietary choices is almost like a passive insult. It isn't, but that's how they would internalize it. And the dudes are just like, if it tastes good, I don't care, right? Like, that kind of makes sense. I think I can get myself to understand that. I can get to a place where that makes sense. But yeah, probably the original Nintendo. Like, from my childhood, that's the big one that I remember. I remember unwrapping it. I don't remember unwrapping the Nintendo 64 or the Super Nintendo or the GameCube. I remember the original Nintendo. Still to this day. And my dad knew that we were expecting it, and so he put a towel on top of it, so when he wrapped it, it looked funny, and it felt funny when you kind of like touched it. You're like, what is this? It was very, very, very special morning in our household. All right. So if you guys are going to rally, you're not even going to make me gift the 5, which is okay. But you guys are running out of time now. We got 18 minutes. Let's shoot. We could probably get to 300 likes. That is easy. That is easy. Let's just all make sure we've hit the like button. Make sure, and save your, make sure and save your likes. I can't decide if I was more excited unwrapping a Nintendo 64 or the PlayStation 1. Both were huge presents. Yeah. I love the videos of the dads, husbands, boyfriends unwrapping a console that, like, girlfriend, fiance, wife, or kids, like, saved up to get them. Those are some of the best, like, feel good vids. I love those videos. I absolutely love them. They're wonderful. It's like, they're heartwarming. It's like our world's version of, like, you know, a Hallmark moment. It's like the gamer's version of a Hallmark moment, you know? I love it. The men were thinking long term. If you eat all the veg, then there's none left for the animals, so they'll still die anyway. It's all balanced. That's right. People are saving up for the memberships for the new year. Hey, man, listen. If I get all of Friday off, I'm good, boys. I'm good. We had a lot of fun last year with the Frickmas special. We didn't really get to do it this year because last week it felt too early. It didn't feel right. I thought, you know what? I'll throw it out there as a crazy goal for, you know, the week. Which, to be fair, this is actually only a 500 goal because you guys started with like 448. So the 1,000, you only had to get about half that because we add in Member Plus and above to get you there. So it's still the same goal, essentially, that we've always done. It's just you can make the goal smaller by upgrading to Member Plus. The larger that number gets, the smaller the goal gets. UK, what else feels good? My PC won't boot up because I tried to overclock it, and now Windows is... Now I'm trying alternative methods because I don't have another PC to use. Can you get into the BIOS? Member Plus get counted 5 times a month now. Yeah. You get counted a lot more now if you're a Member Plus and above. Yeah, because you clear the CMOS. What do you do? You like pull the battery out for like a minute or something, don't you? That should reset it to defaults. If you can't get to the BIOS, you can always do that, right? You just pull the CMOS battery out. Only console I ever opened was my NES and was low-key sad because I wanted the Super Nintendo. Oh, that's the worst when, like, I'm always kind of gutted by that. Like, when, like, it's what the parents could get. It's the best they could do. And the kid's disappointed because it's like, all their friends, excuse me, you know, all their friends have, you know, Super Nintendos and you're getting the original. That's tough. I tell you what I hate is the parents who get the kid the wrong thing and they prank them and then they record the kid getting upset. I hate that. I don't think that's funny at all. I think that's abusive, man. That's like mental and emotional like manipulation for your own enjoyment. That's not right. Don't do that. I hate that. Like, hey, our kid asked for a PS5 and you record them opening a PS4 or something or an Xbox or something. And it's not. It's fake. It's just to get them upset. I hate those videos. You can get into the BIOS and try to implement the boot to Windows ISO file, but this is horrendous. I've cleared CMOS way before. Okay. Well, you're out of my limited knowledge. I know how to get in the BIOS. I know how to clear CMOS. Outside of that, I'm no help to you. I remember I was super disappointed one year because my parents got me a Nintendo 64 for Christmas, and they thought it came out, and they thought it came with a game, but it didn't. Oh no, that's the freaking worst. It just sits there. It just sits there. You can't do anything with it. That's terrible. I feel like they started selling 64s with games. Didn't they do the Donkey Kong bundle because it came with the expansion or something? That might have been the first. Was that the first ever console bundle? Maybe. I can't remember. But I feel like there was a Nintendo 64 Donkey Kong bundle because it came with like the memory expander. And I don't remember anything the GameCube did. I remember enjoying playing GameCube games, but I don't remember anything they did. Combo units or anything like that. I think my Game Boy Color was the only gaming device I got for Christmas. Really? Yeah, we got consoles pretty regularly. What? We got consoles pretty much every time they came out. They were that was kind of our family's thing. We were definitely a Nintendo family. We were a Nintendo family. What? Who is this? One mutual group. This guy messaged me on LinkedIn. He's wanting to give me someone's phone number. That has to be a bot. My SNES came with Donkey Kong Country. That was a great Christmas. Oh man, Donkey Kong Country was... Yes. You don't recall ever getting a console for Christmas either? I don't know if we got the Super Nintendo for Christmas. I'd have to ask my brothers. Oh, do a perfect image said, take the battery out, wait for like 10 minutes, let every drop of power drain from the capacitors. I did that kind of reset recently to get my Bluetooth to work. What's the plans for later with the family? Will you be cozying up with some Christmas movies? If so, what will you be watching? So Christmas Eve, the tradition is, it's now a tradition. We're making it a tradition. This will be the second year that we're doing it, but we're making this a tradition. There's like an older woman in our church that we minister to. She's blind, and so the kids go over and they help her. They help with the dogs. She wasn't decorating for Christmas, and so like they go over and they decorate. She loves it, and so we do dinner with her. So we're taking dinner over there, and we love it. She's so sweet, and it's, if not, she would be, just sitting there alone or whatever. And so we're like, okay, we'll do that, and we like doing it. It's really fun. So we'll do that on Christmas Eve. That's kind of our new Christmas Eve tradition. We would usually go to service, but this year they weren't able to do one. We had to not do one this year. So we'll do that, and then we'll come home, and it'll be a little bit late for a movie with the kiddos. So what we'll do is they'll get to unwrap one present from each other. So they like to get each other presents, and we took them to this fun store where we split up, and I take the boy and my wife takes the girl. We split up and they get gifts for each other. They love doing it, and so Christmas Eve night they can unwrap one present from each other. And then they go to bed. And then we watch It's a Wonderful Life. It's my favorite Christmas movie, so we'll watch that tonight. And then tomorrow is a super low-key day. We had a family over once for Christmas. It's another family that we really try to like minister to and help. But it was so intrusive. We had to like get the house ready. You got kiddos coming over, so our kids have to kind of like put all their gifts away, because like obviously, you know, when you have younger kiddos coming over and your freshly opened toys are out, that's bedlam. So it was really stressful, and we were like, they're great. We like hanging out with them, but it was stressful. So it was like, this year, let's just not do any of that. Let's just chill at the house. And we will probably do a Christmas light like walk, because it's going to be so nice. Like the weather's going to be so nice. And there's a really, really nice like Christmas light neighborhood nearby that we'll go and look at. And we'll probably do that. And that's pretty much it. And we will let the kids watch a Christmas movie tomorrow. We like to let them watch Christmas movies, but I don't feel like tonight being a super late night. We also don't want to set the precedent. Like usually we go to Christmas Eve service, we go to this woman's house, have dinner, and then come home. And by the time we get home, it's like there's no time for them to do a movie and us to do a movie. So Christmas movie like Die Hard. I already showed Madam Die Hard. So the kiddos and us, we'll probably watch White Christmas with them tomorrow because they like it. And I like them seeing some of the more classic Christmas movies. So the classic British Christmas Eve is to get drunk as possible and then regret it all on Christmas Day, but getting through it by getting drunk again. I have gotten a lot better on like a night where you're like, oh, I don't have anything tomorrow. I've gotten a lot better being like, if I stop here, I'll feel great the rest of the night, and I'll also feel fine tomorrow. Like, I was always bad about that, feeling like, I'm cruising at this altitude, I just got to keep going. And then the next day, I'm like, why did I do that? Like, the last hour or two, it's like, you don't really need anything. You're good. You're feeling good. You got some food, some snacks, and a movie going. Like, I've tried to be a lot better about that, because it's like, you get at that cruising altitude, and you feel great, and you just keep going, and you don't need to. Have they seen Grinch or Elf? They like Elf. They like Elf. And their favorite Grinch is the animated one with Benedict Cumberbatch, which I appreciate because I don't like the live action Grinch. I don't like it. I don't know. It bothers me. It's very odd. The people look weird. I don't enjoy it. There's something disturbing about it. There's something almost macabre about it, and I don't like it. I like the original. I like the classic. And then I like the new one, the new animated one. So, I do that more often than I would like to admit. It's not Uncanny Valley. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it translates. Like the way the Who's look in the Whoville and the way the Grinch looks, I don't think it translates for me, like, into real life. I'm just like, everybody looks weird. And kind of disturbing. Like, I don't like it. I do not enjoy that movie. Yeah, I don't. There are people that love it. They can't believe I don't like it, because like I'm from the generation that like loves Jim Carrey, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like it. So I'm not going to get in an argument with somebody about it. Like, I know people enjoy it. It's just not for me. I prefer the original or the animated one with Benedict Cumberbatch. So I call Grinch the movie that Warner Brothers never made. It's made by Universal, but it almost feels like a Burton Batman movie. Time to go order some food, play some board games with the kids. Have a good Christmas. Have a good Christmas, English Oat. All right, the timer's getting there. We're down to the last 5 minutes or so, boys. Let's see. It's so good, though. I just don't like it. I'm telling you, there's something about it. If I just heard the audio, I'd be like, oh, that sounds like a fun movie. It's what they look like. I mean it. The actors are all great. I like the actors. I like the cast. You know, the little girl for Cindy Lou Who, like, she's adorable. But there's something about, like, the execution of the makeup and, like, what the Grinch looks like. I'm just like, stop. Like, I don't know what it is. It makes it's something about it sets me off. I don't like it. I've never seen it. I'm going to check it out. Yeah. See if you can get to the bottom of it, because it's got like something about it that's like disturbing. So, have you seen the German Grandpa one where he got the kid Mein Kampf because he got that mixed up with Minecraft. Oh my gosh. That can't be true. That has to be on purpose. I do not like that Grinch movie. It was on last night. I put it on for a few minutes and instantly realized why I didn't like it. Yeah, I just don't like it. There's something about it. Yo, I know what Stone Spire's going to do. He is going to at least make me do 1 5-bomb. I offered to do 5 bombs for the rest of the day, and everyone stopped. Okay, I'm fine. I don't have to do them then. Stone Spire's going to make me do 1. Thank you, Stone Spire. Let's get it going here. We're going to hit 625 with his assistance here, and I'm going to owe you guys 5. You got 4 minutes. None of the big dogs showed up, so maybe we'll have a crazy new year. We have a bit of a conundrum next week as well with the holiday. We'll probably end up taking New Year's Day off. We'll see. We'll see how next week goes. We have another holiday like right smack in the middle of the week again. So, and another one comes in from Stone Spire. Thank you so much, sir. Did you know Jim Carrey had a guy from the military sit with him to endure torture because he hated sitting through the hair and makeup? It probably took so long. You know what I mean? Just got sent home with pay. What a Christmas gift. Sent home with pay. Merry Christmas. I finished Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Yesterday it was really good. It was in my top 10 from this year. There it is. There's the single from Stone Spire. Oh, Agents of Chaos. Hex tried to ruin it. He was too slow. Nice try, Hex. All right. I owe you guys a 5-bomb. I've not done a 5-bomb in a really long time. Here we go. Let's add it. There it is. You got 3.5 minutes. Thank you, Stone Spire. You're the homie. Looks like I'm going to dodge. I'm not going to have to dress up like an elf this year and decorate the Christmas tree. My Friday night will be very different, and I will enjoy that. It will be fun. You guys have a happy and safe Christmas and Friday as well. If there's no Christmas miracle in the next 3 minutes, that's what we're going to say. Hex says, dang it. Yeah, you were trying to take it from him. He clearly set his sights on it. I just decided my New Year's resolution. Stop arguing with donkeys on the internet. I mean, other than Lono. That's right. We're no longer going to argue with donkeys about the color of the sky. That's right. That's exactly right. And a Member Plus renewal from Hellfire. Happy Frickmas Frickers. Thank you so much, sir. Let me add you to the total. 627. Gremlins, Home Alone, and Elf are the goats. Those are all great movies. Yeah. I like to bounce back and forth. Like, we watched The Shop Around the Corner with James Stewart. We watched The Bishop's Wife. These are excellent old Christmas movies. They're wonderful. We love It's a Wonderful Life. We love White Christmas. But I also like the newer ones. Last night we watched The Man Who Invented Christmas, which is about Dickens. It's got the guy who played Matthew in Downton Abbey. Also, Charles Dickens' wife is played by the woman who plays Galadriel in Rings of Power, and she's actually quite good in this. I enjoyed it. It was good. It was very different, but it gives you a window into how he came up with the story for Christmas Carol. I liked it. I thought it was very, very good. It was very different. I don't know if it'd be like an annual Christmas watch, but we liked it. Headed home to play some Druid Wolf on PoE 2. Get it? I want some better Christmas horror movies, not enough good ones. Yeah, I'm not really in the mood for like a horror movie around Christmas. I like watching the spooky horror films, around Halloween. But yeah, around Christmas I'm not with it. I want like, some of the Christmas music and the snow and like the, heartwarming stories and stuff like that. Muppet Christmas Carol's good. Yes. That one's pretty good with Michael Caine. And then Christmas Vacation. Yes, Vacation's very good. We didn't watch that one this year. Last night, it was either let's watch something new or let's watch something that we've seen. We usually only watch one goofy Christmas movie a year, and this year we did Christmas with the Cranks. Madam really likes Christmas with the Cranks, and it's grown on me because it's Tim Allen and it's Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, they're very funny together. I enjoy it. Final countdown, boys. 30 seconds. And we're out. And you guys have a Merry Christmas. Again, I say this every time there's a holiday, and I mean it. If you're going to go to a party tonight and you're driving, if you're going to go have some drinks, listen, get Uber, get Lyft installed on your phone now. Get it ready to go. So you just pull it out. Burp, I'm ready to go home, okay? Do not drive after your parties tonight. You had a little too much eggnog or whatever the heck you're having. Don't do it, all right? It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Make those preparations now ahead of time. Maybe even get a designated driver, or don't even take your car. Just get Uber to take you so you don't even have an option, okay? So be safe. A lot of parties coming up in the coming weeks with Christmas and New Year's. Don't ruin your life or others because you didn't plan ahead, okay? So be safe, be well, eat food. Listen, holidays can be tough. I know. It can be lonely. I've got a warm house with my kiddos and my wife upstairs, and some of you don't have that. Get in the Discord. It's a place where you can hang out with people, play games, grab some good co-op games and play. Don't spend the holidays. Don't spend the holidays alone, all right? Don't do that. I know that can be tough for some of y'all, depending on where you're living and what the situation is, okay? Thanks for a great year. Thanks for a great Christmas Eve, and I will see you guys. I'll see you next week. Yeah, we had a solid week, but no Friday night, okay? So be good, and I'll see you Monday, all right? Take care.